to introduce the new podcast, the 0-1,
Yeah.
the only sports podcast that matters.
First things first, parental guidance.
Oh yeah,
Because we say cuss words.
not safe for work.
Yeah, don't listen to this without
Like
your parents.
titties. Like
They don't have
titties.
parents.
Like
Oh,
testicles.
Paul, just come on.
God, that's terrible.
We're 20
We,
seconds in here.
went
you're
dark
breaking-
so fast.
I mean, just parental guidance is
Yeah.
a little.
Doesn't have to be your parents, but you should listen to this show with
like butt
someone's
holes.
parents.
And you can't say
Anyone's
fuck.
parents.
Anybody.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. Guardian
Thank
discretion.
you.
Bring us in, Jim.
We can start anywhere.
Let's start with our names.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Jim.
Or aliases.
I'm Jim. We're
I-
recording in my back room in my house.
And I'm Cedric, and I'm also recording in the back room of Jim's house.
I'm Paul. I'm here in the back of the house.
Sean, here, back of house.
And we also got
William.
we got Billy up on the
On the ones and
computer.
twos.
He's the one making sure that we don't get too off
Whatever.
from the facts.
Let's jump in.
Speaking of the facts, I want to know the details of Russell Wilson's contract.
Let's
Russell
Westbrook,
Westbrook.
that's the one.
But Stephen
God,
A. Smith
Russell-
does that all the time.
does he?
Does he?
Constantly, yeah.
He does. It's really
It's.
easy to
I mean,
do.
yeah.
Two superstars with
Right.
RW, like Russell Westbrook,
Two. Yeah.
Russell
Two names that you would totally expect to follow.
Wilson.
Superstar is just such a
Two
strong
Russell
term
W.
for Russell Wilson.
You think? Well, then why? I mean, you're right. But at the same time,
Yeah, he's
the whole team. You have Sherman and
Yeah,
Wilson. That's the personalities of the team,
You
really.
have Cam Chancellor.
yeah.
They love him. They still
That's-
have basically that
yeah.
whole Legion of Boom.
Who's it? Is it Martellus or Michael Bennett?
Michael,
Michael Bennett.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Crazy Eye Killer.
What's Bill? Could you look up what Russell Wilson's getting paid this year?
Compared.
I think if we're looking at like a superstar and we're judging like the monetary aspect of that, I think Russell Westbrook's winning that one by about 20 to 25 million this year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Let's do
Because
a
Russell Wilson
comparison
was
of
like
these
a-
two.
Russell Wilson was like a 4th round pick out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
His first couple years was probably only making like 800,000 or a
Yeah, he
million.
wasn't making a lot at all, but that extension got him paid.
Did
though.
he get an extension? God,
Yeah,
I
he
think
got,
so.
a,
might
he
have.
got a
Yeah.
pretty big contract.
Time,
Like, that
time
was-
flies, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
it-
still, I mean, you can compare that contract to the largest contract in the NBA, apparently now.
Yeah, but what's the name? Steph Curry, just 2 months ago he just got the largest one ever. It was like 2
Yeah.
something. And so now you
I
got.
thought
this-
James Harden broke it
Yep,
also,
yeah,
didn't he?
broke,
Did-
he
yeah,
broke the
so-
record. So
Okay, so that I think
I don't
that's
know
what
how
it
to-
was. I think Steph Curry started it and then it just kept getting broken from
Yeah.
there. And
They're
it's
just-
just gonna be
They're
ridiculous.
just
Who's
setting
gonna
the
get?
market
There's
for
going to
each
be just a
other, really.
ridiculously rich person every season.
yeah, right.
Yeah, like they said that.
LeBron's just sitting back watching it, going, "All right,
But
so
they-
what's my 1 year going to be next year?"
You get what I'm saying? Because they've already said that LeBron has a contract that's in the works that's going to be like 500 something, like
No
ridiculous
way.
from Cleveland. Like they're going to pay him for the rest of his life type shit.
To keep him in Cleveland?
Well, I mean, like for the rest because it's guaranteed. So he's going to be done playing basketball, and Cleveland's still going to be paying him money.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that is borderline
I feel like
stock in the
I feel like
company.
they'd have to sell him like equity.
Yeah, equity,
Yeah.
equity in the
Same thing
franchise.
You know what?
about
I
him.
think so
He
too,
would've
yeah.
came back.
Because Michael Jordan, wasn't he like a part owner of the Wizards whenever he like signed on with it, or was it a coach player? type thing?
he was he was part owner, and then he was like.
Player coach.
And then he was like, "You don't know what you're doing. I'm coming down there." And then he put himself on the team, and then he retired again. And then the owner of the Wizards was like, "No, I'm not selling you your halfback."
Jeez.
And the rumor is Michael left crying that like he was like speeding away from the hotel that he was staying in and stuff like that. He had like a little penthouse suite in like the W or some shit like that. And they said he left Washington, D.C. with tears in his eyes because he couldn't get his team back. And then he went down to Charlotte and bought the Bobcats.
That's where the crying Jordan meme started.
There you go.
That's little known basketball history.
Did you
look Yeah.
up the? Do we have the contract?
Russell Wilson's only getting about signing bonus each year is 6.2, and he made 12.6 this year, 15.5 next year.
15.5 next year. All right, so
That's not a big contract.
what's Westbrook getting paid next year? Can we look
Oh,
that up?
it's 205 for a 5 year, so 41 a year.
Golly.
Yeah.
So many Big Macs.
The other thing is, I think Russell
It's a lot of
Westbrook's
turnovers.
probably
Yeah.
like top 5 point guard, but Russell Wilson, like objectively, is probably like 15 or 20,
yeah.
somewhere around there.
You're
you know?
probably
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
But you know
What's
what?
the largest contract in the NFL right now? It's always a QB.
No, it's Matt Stafford.
Yeah, he
Matt
just
Stafford?
had that one. But then he went off.
Odell wants it to be him, but I just could not see
A
anybody.
wide
A
receiver?
wide receiver would
No.
never
I could not
happen.
say that.
At least it won't be multiple years,
No, he just
and it
needs
won't be
to
guaranteed.
Well, this is the thing because it's going to just start going back and forth
Matt
between
Stafford,
Antonio
27.
Brown and Odell
27 a
Beckham.
year.
Matt Stafford, yeah, highest.
Wow.
And
27 a
you
year.
know that fucked us over
Doesn't
in
even touch
Washington
it.
because Kurt
And then Derek Carr.
wants that contract, and I'm like, you know, if they're willing to sit here and pay this guy $34 million for 1 year, which will what the franchise tag will be for next season,
Yeah.
pay that motherfucker $34 million for 4 years. Do it. Fuck it. If you're willing to do that, do it. Make Kirk Cousins the highest paid NFL player for at least the next couple of decades, because I don't think anyone's going to get up to 34 million, 35 million. Who's going to do it? Jerry
Yeah.
Jones probably, but is he going to do it for Dak? Is Dak the future in Dallas?
They got a sweet deal with Dak the same way they got Russell Wilson in Seattle, where they got Dak fourth
Just
round.
Random.
They're hardly paying him anything
But
the next 3 years.
But look
so.
what the trend is. Do you think he's going to be worth? Do you think he's the future in Dallas where he's going to get that money?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
So after 4 years, you think because that's after 4 years, I think we're going to be around 30 million. It's going to be like where the highest paid quarterback is.
Yeah.
30 million.
I could see it being like Seattle, where Russell Wilson outlasted Marshawn Lynch. I think, honestly, Dak will probably outlast Zeke and
Oh
Dallas
yeah,
at this
because
rate.
you got
Oh
tread
my
on tires.
God. I didn't realize it was that kind of a deal.
What?
You can't see it?
Eyesight,
680.
$680,000 this year.
but Dak Prescott's getting, yeah.
That's chump change compared
And, and,
to.
and the reason I brought that up
Romo
about
took
Odell
up
is like
18.
we're in the middle right now of paying Des Bryant 5 years, $75 million.
Yeah.
And his production at the time might have warranted that, but now that we're in this like zone read system where we're spreading it out to different receivers everywhere,
He
Doesn't make
hardly
any
gets any
sense.
balls anymore.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to play one guy
Yeah.
$15 million a year.
What is
Is-
the? We should know this stuff. The salary. What's the salary cap?
That's a good question.
1 billion.
I was about to say 45 million, but then I was like, that's Madden, so it's probably not right. Speaking of which, before I came over here today, I put my foot in I don't even remember who the fuck I was playing because I beat them so fucking bad. They just like, yeah, the Falcons.
167. 167 for like a team.
167
wow.
million.
For a team.
For the NBA, it's 94 right now, and the luxury tax is 113, and then the projection for next season is 99.
Isn't that crazy though? The NBA's salary cap is more than half of what the NFL's is, but an NBA roster is 15 people tops.
Yeah.
And an NFL roster is 55.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
insane.
crazy. That's crazy. But I have these conversations with my my wife, and she has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, just look at this shit. And like everyone's all complaining about these basketball players getting guaranteed contracts and stuff. They only had to pay 15 of them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you have 53 men plus guys on your practice squad.
Yeah.
What else?
Staff.
Staff.
Staff is huge.
Yeah. Does that go in part of the salary cap? Is that part of
I
the
don't
salary
think it's
cap?
part of the salary cap. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That's probably.
Because that's
I
not
could-
going to be part of the players' agreement.
Yeah, actually, no. I think it is separate because I was reading something about how the Knicks were paying Phil Jackson $12 million a year.
Mhm.
Like the next highest president of
Staffing
basketball
separate players-
operations was
players
getting like $4.
contract.
Mm.
So it was just way too much for Phil Jackson. But I remember them saying something like it doesn't come out of the amount that's allotted for the players. You know.
Yeah. They're all overpaid. Drop that shit down to fucking $100,000 contracts again, and that's when we're gonna get our football back. We're gonna get really good games. Promise.
You think so? You think dropping
Yeah.
that raises?
Yeah.
I wonder how quickly and how
'cause
long the
it's
strike would happen.
There's not going to be any prima donnas. There's going to be nothing but dogs trying to get that shit done. Right now, there's some guy who's third string on the fucking like Chattanooga Lookouts or some shit like that. Some made up team or something like that.
You know, the Chattanooga Lookouts is a
Is
baseball
it?
team. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's an actual.
That's probably where I got. That's probably where I remember that from. But like some like.
I was just thinking, oh, that's a good name.
And can you imagine if they offered him like $800,000 to play a year? He's gonna come in there and fuck some shit up.
I don't know. I think the quality of, especially college sports, is going to change drastically. Like, if you know, the NBA right now is like one and done.
Yeah.
And Adam Silver's talked about how he might just get rid of that pretty much because it's not a good system. If the NFL ever did that, where you had all your talent pretty much being like how baseball drafts talent straight out of high school and then they just go up through the minors, you know? If the NFL ever moved to doing that, the quality of college football would drop enormously because all those players that were, you know, good enough to play would already be in like a developmental league. You know, they wouldn't be playing.
That'd be cool for, you know, we'd have one of those teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down here, yeah.
We can hang now.
I think it should be. I think the same rules for, you know, college football should apply to college basketball. 3 years. Make them do 3 years there. It's going to bring back a different, better, I guess someone will call it a slower game of basketball because, you know, these guys are zipping around the court now and kind of like more fast break type style, you know, Phoenix Suns in like the early 2000s and stuff like that type of basketball. And, you know, doing 1 year and then going to the next level. Now, you know, if you make them do 3 years, someone's going to have more likely a chance to get hurt playing that quickly and stuff like that. So it's good. People are going to start playing smarter. You know, it's going to be more, you know, it's not going to be the fucking Harlem Globetrotters. We're going to be the Generals. Okay, we're going to do regular bounce passes, maybe a layup, a couple of dunks here and there.
The fundamentals.
Yeah, because that's what it's gone now. AAU ruined basketball forever. AAU is why we have 3-point contests every game. I'm sorry, that's fucking boring. I want to see someone put the ball on the fucking ground, shake the fucking shit out of somebody, and then dunk it and put their nuts clean in fucking whoever that center is right in his fucking face. That shit does not happen anymore. You might have one slasher, but everyone else is... The fucking power forward is shooting threes. Where the fuck do we live? Is this Europe?
Right.
Like, what is going on?
Or you have the locomotive,
you know,
that just drives the
yeah,
lane
that's what
every
I
single
want.
time.
I want the guy in the lane who's gonna put a fucking elbow in your ear and then yam it. That's like, I'm sorry, don't y'all miss that? Like,
You're talking power forward specifically, or just?
well,
big
no,
man in
I'm
general?
just saying, like, if my big man is gonna be a dog, if I was sitting here like a GM and I had to put a team together, my big man is gonna be a bruiser.
Who would you pick?
Is that your first priority over a point guard?
Who'd you pick right now?
Center. What?
Who'd you pick right now?
Like, just all time
If
players.
you were putting a team together right now and there was just a draft,
Mhm.
and you had the first pick overall of the draft, you would
What, all
prioritize
time?
you would prioritize big men.
Shaq in his prime.
Who would you put?
And I'm going all time.
I don't know if we should do it all time or if
What
we
do
should
we
do it
do?
current players.
All time.
All
All
time?
time?
All right, all time.
Yeah, Shaq. Number
Shaq,
one.
yeah, that would be.
Number one.
Shaq.
Then
Yeah.
after that, I
As a
go
Lakers
point
fan,
guard.
it's kinda hard to
I think
say
those are the
not
two
Shaq.
most important players on the court: point guard and center.
Okay, what if you?
But
all right.
what about the just hack a Shaq? Like you can just
Hmm?
like you could just foul him and send him to the free throw line every time and just
Yeah.
totally disrupt your team.
Okay, and how long did Shaq play? How many championships does he have? Is he the greatest center of all time? Come on.
I
They
hear
tried
you.
it.
I
They
hear
tried
you,
it, it
but
didn't
like his
work.
teams would have suffered a lot more if he didn't have Kobe Bryant for 3 of them and Dwayne Wade for 1. And
And then not Tracy, but
that's it.
Tim
That's all of
not
them.
Tim Hardaway, but Anthony Hardaway. Yeah,
Yeah.
Penny. He had good point. He had good guards. And that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go center first, and then I'm gonna go guard second. And most likely it's gonna be my point guard. And if I was gonna pick a point guard of all time, I'm picking Tony Parker. Can you
Cedric
imagine
is the
those two
only
Tony
0-1er that keeps
Parker.
hitting the table. By the way,
Oh my bad.
just
I
gonna throw
keep
that out
doing
there.
it.
Just
I
gonna
keep
throw that
doing
out there for the
Tony
fans.
Tony Parker is one of my favorite point guards. He's gonna play defense. He's a pass first type of guy, and he gets
He's
to
a
the
true
rim and he
point.
finish. He's a true point guard.
Yeah.
Tony
Who would you pick?
Parker.
Who would you pick all time? Point
Steve
guard.
Nash.
No.
I-
That's not a bad one.
That is not a
That's
bad
not
pick.
a bad one at all. But he doesn't
That's
play
not a bad pick.
defense.
But what about?
You didn't have to.
Yeah, he kind of.
I was gonna say Magic, but Magic wasn't really a true point.
Nah,
No.
He broke
honestly,
that
I'd
position.
probably go first overall. I'd go Larry Bird. He career averaged the 50, 40, 90. Like Oh, it's like only him and Dirk and Steve Nash
Yeah.
are like 3 of like 5 players ever to average like 50% from the field, 40 from 3, 90 from the free throw line.
Mm.
And he's a pretty good passer and he's a good defender.
Yeah.
You know,
That's not a bad pick. I don't know if I.
because you can play him at the 3 or the 4. You can
that's
stretch
what
it
I'm
if you
saying,
need
yeah.
to.
But like I said, my four would never come out to the 3-point line ever. If I ever seen him out there, I'm kicking him off the team. You're done. You're finished.
And your center's definitely not shooting.
No, you know what?
So you want like a Ben Wallace center.
No, but Ben Wallace could step out. Ben was the one who.
Rashid could. Rashid was stepping
No.
out.
But Ben was the one who did that. That's why they beat the Lakers, because they took Shaq out of the paint. Shaq wasn't out there getting rebounds anymore because Ben was sitting here shooting mid-range shots. Shaq never seen anything like it. And then Yao Ming came in and turned the world on his ear, because he's what was he, like 7 what?
6, I think.
7 something. He was up there. And he was sitting here shooting mid-range. He was shooting shots from right inside the 3-point line and making them like it was nothing.
Yeah.
His fadeaway was something else. And you got Shaq all the way out there. He was a fish out of water.
But so you'd still pick Shaq first overall?
Number 1. Because again,
What if you had like your center and your power forward can shoot threes? Like, doesn't that make Shaq like a huge liability on defense?
how many rings does Shaq have?
Yeah, I mean,
Is
it's
he-
kind of.
We
It
can't
is
go
kind
to
of
rings,
no,
though,
it's
man.
actually
Is
kind
he-
of one of those things that it kind
Can't
of
go to
points to you
rings,
being
though.
a '90s NBA fan though, because
Yeah,
you were complaining about how
honestly,
no one drives the lane, and the
he-
perfect thing for
Also,
Shaq is he stops
Robert
people from
Horry
driving
has
the
more
lane.
rings than Shaq.
Robert Horry does, and I like you now because
Okay.
I have the same argument about that shit, because they're like, oh, well, Kobe has 5 rings, da da da. And I'm like, well, Robert Horry has like what, 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's so crazy to me. And he's like won game winners in like almost half of them.
Yeah.
Like when he was with Houston, when he was with San Antonio, when he was the Lakers. Didn't he go back to Houston?
Yeah,
for a
no, he
little bit?
pretty much went to all every time a team got good, he just so happened to be there right when
He's
they
like,
were
hey, yeah. And he's like, and he would sit on the bench all game, and it would be like, all right, 30 seconds left. Where's Robert at? He's in the bathroom. All right, call timeout. Wait for him to get back. He's like jogging back, like, oh shit.
Those are some good Spur teams though, like
Man.
Bruce Bowen and Robert Horry.
My favorite.
That's some good.
With Tony Parker and
basketball.
Ginobili.
Yeah, I like Tony. I just couldn't imagine picking him over any other point guard in
Who? Chris
NBA
Paul.
Any
history.
other?
Chris
No,
Paul?
I wouldn't do Chris Paul at all.
Who you grabbing?
All time,
Yeah.
probably Steph.
He doesn't play defense.
I know, but I don't need him to.
Like they don't
That's
play
a solid
defense.
argument.
I know, but nobody pulls up from the dribble from like
Yeah.
38 feet and drains
Yeah.
it like Steph. Like I don't.
Yeah.
He didn't even have
He's
to
a
have the
pure
ball,
shooter.
but him being there, like
How many shots a day do you think?
D
he
Fish
puts up?
has 5 rings too.
Yeah, and I like Derek Fisher as a point guard also. He was probably one of my favorite to watch.
But
He
he
was
really
a-
played
he was a
more
true
of like
point.
an off guard. Like Kobe always had the ball in his hands. And
Yeah.
Fisher just hung out on the wing, like waiting to drain a
But-
big three.
Yeah, that too. But he will also he'll bring it up the court too
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
facilitate.
He played pretty sound defense too.
Yeah, and
I mean, it was the triangle.
and you know Tony
Yeah.
Parker calls the plays. He calls like fourth quarter like game winning stuff. Shit, Tony
Yeah.
Parker does that. Why wouldn't you want that guy on the court with you? Why wouldn't I want that on my court? Like I don't even have to do any work. I've seen like Popovich calls a timeout. Tony Parker walks over and he hands Popovich hands the clipboard to Tony, and Tony goes like this. This is what we're gonna do. Boom, threes, Kawhi
They
Leonard,
win.
and they win. That's crazy. Why wouldn't I want that on my court?
Yeah.
You know who was another one all time? Jason Kidd, the man,
They're
the man.
you about to say Jason Williams.
No, he didn't make it. Oh, Jason Williams. I'm thinking about there's so many Jason Williams in basketball, which is crazy. But yeah.
For the Heat.
Yeah, he played out in Sacramento at first. Yeah, he was a man. That Sacramento team was something else too. You have what? Mike Bibby,
Chris Webber.
Chris Webber, Stojakovic. Who's the Divac was on that team too. Then you have Brad Miller on there. Man, I love that. That was the golden age of basketball. Never again.
Do you think getting rid of the one and done in the NBA is going to influence the amount of scandal in the NCAA level? Because a lot of it's to get those one and done players.
Oh, so you're saying like people getting paid to stay in college or what?
I don't think that's part of it. No, I mean, if the NBA gets away with the one and done, do you think the NCAA would be more or less ruthless when it comes to?
What do you mean gets away with it? They've been getting away with it.
I know. That's why, that's why they're not getting away with it now as much. The fucking FBI's after them.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying?
But I'm saying if the one and done is gotten away with, like if the NBA goes to, like Sean was saying, was going to the farming system and all that stuff, getting going down.
Oh, you think? Are you saying that you're thinking that
If the NBA does it, if they get rid of the one and done.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to do the college thing anymore.
Oh, you can go straight from high school.
Yeah.
We had it that way for
farming
a long
system.
time and had a lot of really good players straight from high school. Like I don't think in the NFL you can make the argument like you're not big enough, you'd get crushed at the pro level. It's for your own good. Like high school, like
There's
Garnett, Dwight Howard, LeBron,
Yeah.
Kobe,
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady.
Absolutely.
I mean,
No one right now is coming out of high school playing ball in
At the same
in
time,
NBA.
though, you get Dwight Howard.
'Cause-
Dwight Howard
because
is
of
one of the ones that came out of high
AAU.
school.
Because of AAU, the way it's everything's such run and gun and stuff like that in high school basketball now. No high schooler will ever be able to come out of high school right now and ball in the NBA. I don't believe it. Not one. I don't believe one right now. Back in the day when it was such a different game and it was more fundamentals and you actually had to work on passing, you had to work on shooting, you had to work on ball handling and stuff like that. Defense was a huge thing, instead of putting up who can put up let's throw some alley-oops and shoot some threes. Before it became that, like you actually had to be able to ball,
do you think Alonzo's gonna be
No.
pretty good right away?
No. What,
No?
in college?
No, in NBA.
No.
I mean, I know he spent a year at UCLA, but I feel like he's probably the same player he was before he went in.
Yeah. The whole
You say he didn't grow at all.
I
His
think-
1 year in college.
I think
College basketball is just such a.
a watered
It's
down.
like a different sport. It really is.
I feel like college basketball used to be really tough. I feel like
Yeah.
you used to have your best fighters in college basketball. Like the best games. Like I don't know if you guys remember that ACC championship, Maryland versus Duke back in like 2002, 2003 or something like that. Around that time, Chris Duhon for Duke Blue Devils. I hate Duke. I think just as much as I hate Dallas, maybe even more.
as far as all like blanket sports wise as a school,
Yeah.
not specifically any.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Fuck Duke.
It seems like you don't like the establishment.
No, I don't like fucking Duke.
Okay.
No.
Chris Duhon.
But Chris Duhon, he blew me away. He broke a rib in that game because he went to the rim, got checked in the air, and landed on top of a guy with a camera, and he landed on top of the camera. Broke his rib, came back and played one of the best games. Like, I'm giving this compliment, and I do not like Duke. So he played one of the best basketball games ever. Like, he had heart. That was struggle right there. You know what I'm saying? Now you get these guys who's had shoe deals since they were like 14 years old, and kind of getting ushered into these colleges and stuff like that, who's kind of been having like this shit kind of given to them at this point.
So you think it has nothing to do with the NBA and the one and done? It has
No.
everything to do with the
AAU.
Yeah.
AAU did it.
The AAU did it. If you're wondering what happened to the NBA, the AAU did it.
I'm telling you.
NCAA basketball, AAU
Kobe
did
said
it.
it. Kobe said there's no one's coming into the league or college anymore with fundamentals. And then you get like coaches like the guys out there and whoever the coaches out there in Kentucky and the coaches in Louisville and stuff like that, and they let their boys go out there and just. I don't think I've ever seen. This is Calipari out there in Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him call a play.
Yeah.
He puts the ball out there and lets the boys play, and that's it. And they run and gun. They win, and it's a winning thing. And then you're dumping these guys into the NBA, and then it's just like.
But the NBA is kind of becoming that way, though, right? So
Because that's the type of players you're getting from college.
yeah.
So
And it
like
starts-
slowly
But it's
pouring
because of the AAU. The AAU
It
did
starts right
in.
there.
AAU.
It starts right there. Like they said now that they don't want to they're gonna make a law where kids under the age of 12 cannot play tackle football anymore, right? Because you're saying that CTE is because it's coming from an early age and whatnot. What do you think that's going to do to the game of football? the quality of players is going to go down. I'm sorry. The longer you play something, the
Even
better
if
you're going to be
even
at
if
it.
it's not a law, like LeBron James has already famously said he's not going to let any of his kids play football.
Yeah.
You know?
It's one of those things that the kids are going to find other sports and get attached to them
Yeah.
just as early as
It'd
they
be
have
nice.
been.
It'd be
and
nice
it won't be football.
if we put something into like our soccer program the way the rest of the world does, just because we have such great athletes. Like we could be really good, you know.
Yeah.
Just haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
The argument there is here in America,
We went to the Olympics a lot.
I saw
yeah, we do.
something about
When was the last time you lost in the Olympics?
in soccer.
No, I mean like lost in the Olympics.
Oh,
You
Like-
mean didn't get the most gold
medals or medals
Or
because I think they
medals of
counted
all.
about medals, how many medals you
Right.
get. And then it's a plus like
We're
how many
always
goals
killing
you
it
got.
too.
I couldn't tell you.
Like I cannot think of a time that we've lost the Olympics. Hey, can you look up and see when's the last time we lost the Olympics? Because I'm curious about that now. That's on my mind. By the way, do you think that what happened out there in Denver was a fluke with Dallas, or do you think they're going to be a mediocre team this year? They got dominated in Denver. But there's no other way to
Yeah.
put that.
I think God, I don't even know how to put it.
And Ezekiel hasn't been running like
I
himself.
think it's somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's a fluke, but I also don't think we're going to be dominant. My prediction before the season was the Cowboys would start about like 3-4,
Mhm.
and then Tony Romo would come out of retirement right around Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
then just lead a playoff charge.
I wonder if he practices still.
He's been in that system with that head coach for like a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, he could easily step back in.
What you got?
2008.
Was the last time we came in second place?
It's only
Came
2
in
Olympics
second
ago.
place.
3?
Shit.
China.
I want to say
Well,
China,
probably.
China.
but hold
This
on.
is- they
China,
came,
China,
They came in
China.
second in 92, third in 88, third in 76. But it's literally always
Failures.
Top
all
three
of them.
going back to 1886. Or
Huh?
1896 going back, we're at least first, second, or third place.
1896.
Mostly first.
1896.
It's a long time.
That's a long history of winning.
We're number one.
I'm telling you. I
At
want
least at
to,
the Olympics.
and you know why? Because we have motherfuckers like Michael Phelps that does it all, and I'm gonna get all these fucking medals. 19 by the time he was finished.
Yeah.
How about
Overall
Hussein?
medals.
Yeah, his percentage of medals for against the other participants that
Yeah.
got the medals the years that he was there, I mean, it is insane.
How weird was it that we were promoting Hussein Bolt?
That is kind of weird. That we would promote him that
He's
much.
on like Nike commercials, not
Yeah.
Nike, but Puma commercials. He's on Ellen.
People love the Jamaican accent, like in 08 in Beijing when he's like eating chicken McNuggets before he goes and runs. Because
Yeah.
It's the only American food that he can find. He's like, I'm not eating this bullshit and then trying to go run.
Oh yeah.
There's no way.
Atlanta and Miami are in a pretty close game. Top of the ninth, scores 5-6 with one out, and it looks like the bases are loaded. Who's up the bat?
Baseball the only thing on right now.
That Duke Miami game, actually, that's probably wrapped by now. It started at 6.
I can get a score.
Cedric loves Duke.
Sheldon, why don't you go ahead and tell us what time Florida State plays tomorrow?
I don't know. And I'm really torn up about it.
We're all about
Holy,
Who do y'all play?
Miami's killing them.
Giving up this whole season.
What you got?
It's 24-6.
We're playing Wake Forest.
Good. I should have worn my Miami shirt tonight.
Yeah, and Duke currently is 4th and 15.
Nice. I do hate how y'all kind of suck right now because that ruins the Alabama win.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah, not the way I saw season going. I mean, I thought we'd lose to Alabama. I thought DeAndre would get injured at some point. I just didn't think it'd be the first game.
We
And I did not think that a hurricane would cost us to not have a game for like 3 weeks after that. So like everyone else was like getting into football the past month, and I've just been like, well, we'll play eventually. And then we come back and lose to NC State.
Florida State plays at
University
2:30.
of Maryland lost both of their quarterbacks. They lost the starter Pigram, and then our true freshman Kasim Hill to ACL tears, and now we got this one guy in. He's not doing well at all.
I miss Maryland being in the ACC.
Me too.
Maryland.
It's the good old days.
We could hang over there in football. We only had a few teams. Miami and Florida State probably the best. Now we got Louisville and what else? Like
The ACC, you mean?
yeah, in the ACC.
Clemson.
Clemson, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a 2:30 game?
Both Florida State and Tennessee are playing at 2:30.
That's crazy. I didn't think that would be an early game.
And you're playing Georgia.
Yeah, that means that
That's a
game.
good game.
Them
They really
dogs.
don't.
Yeah,
They don't
Brad
expect that to
Nessler.
be a good game. They probably don't expect that to be a good game. I don't expect that. I do not
Alabama,
expect it to be a good game.
You know what time they play?
I think they play at 6.
Who are they playing?
They always get that
Ole
prime
Miss.
time television spot.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Especially when they're playing, an ACC or
Is
SEC
Alabama's the new American team?
8.
He's
Hey, ooh, even better.
That
7.
late game.
Is that 8 Eastern or?
Yeah, usually if you're looking it up on ESPN, they have it on Eastern.
I didn't realize there was another game tonight, and it's a ranked showdown in college football.
What is it?
USC.
Versus Washington.
Washington State.
State, yeah. You know, they feel like they always have the quarterback of the future there at USC, and they always
Well,
end up
they're
being shit.
California.
The last good USC quarterback to
always
come
call
out
me.
was
His name's
Carson
always
Palmer.
Brad.
Yeah.
That was it. David Carr, shit. Who else came out after that? Matt Barkley, shit. Matt Leinart, shit. Fucking what was the other guy?
Carson
Matt
Palmer's
Sanchez.
good,
Mark Sanchez.
Mark
yeah.
Sanchez,
Remember
whatever.
old John David Booty?
I do remember
Remember that
John
guy?
David
He
Booty.
started for like a year for USC, and then
Oh, that's right.
After
Vikings
Leinart left.
Yeah,
Matt Castle didn't even start for USC, and
and
still
he
ended up.
he got drafted. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, no, Matt Castle was still playing last year before. Cowboys had him as a backup.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Was he still terrible?
yeah.
That's why we signed him.
Alabama.
He couldn't start on Alabama, probably.
That's funny.
Who was the last Alabama quarterback to do well in the pros?
Joe Namath.
McCarron's about to get a shot pretty
Yeah,
soon,
right.
I think.
I don't think so.
Playing like shit.
Actually,
No.
yeah, I think so.
And then we can find. He's our hope.
Yeah.
We need a good Alabama quarterback.
You guys produce running backs and linebackers. The occasional offensive lineman.
Well, y'all produce occasionally anything.
Yeah,
Once
nothing.
in a
Oh, no.
while.
Some good wide receivers. Stephon
Merlin?
Diggs,
Steph Diggs,
Torrey
Dar-
Smith,
Darius Hayward Bay.
Vernon Davis.
You consider Darius Hayward Bay a good
Did he go
receiver?
to Maryland?
He was
He
good.
did.
He did.
He
but
was drafted 8th overall.
He
But
was
he
decent.
sucks.
No, he
for,
didn't.
for better or worse.
He was all right. He was okay. He was all right. He wasn't great. He
I
had a
bet-
career. He got
Yeah.
hurt and he had to.
What are his stats?
Huh?
Like all time. I bet he doesn't even have like 100 catches.
You guys have Julio
what was
Jones.
his name again? I want to roast
Darius
That is it.
Hayward Bay.
Denias.
It's
Has
Darius.
he ever gone over 1,000 yards in a
No,
season?
I don't think so.
Maybe. Who
I
knows?
don't think
We're
so.
about to
How
find
many
out.
what's his maximum touchdowns in a season?
Probably
He
about
sucks.
5 or
4 or
6.
5. Yeah.
He's fast.
Julio Jones. That is the only Alabama wide receiver doing anything right now.
Mark Cooper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
Tell Paul.
Not when he played the
Calvin
the
Ridley.
Redskins. When he played the Redskins, Mark
Plays
Cooper.
for the Steelers currently.
Yep.
Oh, see, still in the league.
Still is. He's like their 4th receiver, I think, behind Brown,
How old is
Bryant, and
He has to be in his
30?
30s.
He's 30 on that.
Yeah. What's his stats? Career stats?
What's his record? What's his best year? Did he break 500?
Yeah, he did. Let's see it. Let's hear it. You guys pick the worst one.
2011, 975.
Dang,
Oh.
that
that's
was his most
good.
yardage
That's good.
on the Colts.
That's better than I expected it to be.
Oakland.
That's for sure.
Oakland.
I'll give you
I'm
that.
telling
I
you,
did think
see?
it was going to be
Man.
better, but
See?
fuck.
I mean, 606 in 2012. Every other year has been in the 300s or less.
300s or less. That's more what I
He's
expected.
lost a step.
Lost quite a few steps.
Let's look at Amari Cooper's stupid
That's funny
stats.
because he's fast. I bet they're already better than his.
Look at Amari Cooper's
Yeah,
stupid
Amari
stats.
Cooper's not even the best receiver on his team.
No, that's a
Sad.
Michael Crabtree. That man's been a beast for a long time.
Yeah.
You remember he almost didn't get drafted out of Texas Tech because they thought he had an attitude problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper this year,
Mm-hmm.
101 yards.
Terrible.
Weren't we just talking about somebody earlier that had 180? We were shitting on him.
Alshon
Alshon
He had
Jeffrey.
11.53
Alshon
last
Jeffries,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had 1153 last year.
Who?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Terrible.
Just stupid, stupid stats.
Lackluster. What do you have for the that was that his first year?
2015.
What was it?
1070.
Trash. Oh, probably all garbage yards. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Fluff stats.
Still yards,
Yeah.
which is what Hayward Bay didn't even have.
How many touchdowns? Let's see how many touchdowns.
6.
Ooh, that's terrible. 6 touchdowns, all those yards, and no production.
6 touchdowns.
What year?
That's not terrible.
2015.
I was like, some guys only had 5.
Mm-mm.
He had 5 the next year.
Oh.
The year he had the most yards, 1153.
He only had 5 touchdowns. 1153, 5 touchdowns.
Try harder next
That's
time.
tough.
Yeah,
Come
it
to think
is.
of it, that's tough to do.
Yeah, but scoring touchdowns is hard to do in the NFL.
No, I mean having that many yards and only having that many touchdowns.
He only
I feel
You
like
gotta
that's
watch
tough.
that fuck ass running back.
Those
Yeah.
fuck ass running
Yeah.
backs.
He's only fumbled 4 times ever.
Wow.
Good.
That is.
Good.
That's a.
Motherfucker.
Can't hold on to the damn ball. That's 4 times too many. See, I thought Josh Doxson was going to be like the next. When he got that touchdown, that 52-yard touchdown last week, I was like, nobody else in the whole entire NFL needed to catch worse than he did, especially a touchdown catch. Because, I was thinking about getting rid of his ass, going wide receiver again next year in the draft. Because I was like, we need someone to, because Terrell Pryor's playing like shit. Terrell Pryor. Well, no. I expected a fucking 1,000-yard receiver from fucking Cleveland last year. I mean, like, if you're doing that shit in Cleveland with them shit quarterbacks, why can't you do that here? And so that's why, I mean, like, I think we should I think re-signing him would be stupid next year. Because he only has a 1-year contract. I think it would be dumb for the Redskins to re-sign him. Because unless he turns it around, it is only going to be week 4, but, I mean, holy shit. Fucking catch the goddamn ball. Like, he drops the ball too much. I don't know if he just got to DC and got some good coochie or something like that, or what.
There's 5 NFL teams right now that are winless.
What are they?
LA Chargers,
Yeah.
the New York Giants.
Can you wait? No, keep going.
I'm trying to figure LA Chargers, New York Giants,
You're nailing them so far.
the Vikings,
49ers,
the 49ers, yeah.
49ers,
Jets.
Bengals.
Bengals.
Jets.
The Browns.
Browns, yeah, of course. Is that all of them?
Yeah. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, I forgot. We should have said Cleveland.
Yeah, that should be the
I
first
thought it
one.
was
They were the first thing we said.
Hey,
Because I mean,
Cleveland.
that's a joke.
Okay, so
When do you think they'll win?
me and Paul have a bet, and the bet is I bet that Cleveland was going to go 10-6 this year, which is still very possible with 13 games left in the season.
We need to have more 0-1 bets, 0-1ers bets.
There's a few of them. So far we got what, like 2, 3?
It's not a bad idea.
How many do we have? How many bets do me and you have going on right now?
I think we got those 2.
Just the 2, and then
No,
our
we got
second.
3.
And what was the third one?
It was Titans will
Win
win
the South. Okay,
and then AP
and
and
then
Marshawn
and then the
Wait, hold on. That last one, the Titans will win the South. What did you bet again? It's just.
I said the Colts were.
You said the Colts are going to win the South?
that what I
okay,
said?
so it's specific to team. It's not he got to just say no they won't.
No. It was who do you think is going to come out of the South? I
Okay.
said the Colts. He said the Titans.
It's a better
So
structure
far, I'm failing on that one. And
Yeah.
then the second
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
the last bet that we
and the
have.
Browns one you're definitely failing on.
It's still early. The last bet we have is who's going to rush for more yards, Adrian Peterson or Marshawn Lynch. And so far, I'm winning that one because I said Marshawn Lynch.
Okay, wait. I want to get Sean's opinion on that one.
It's definitely Marshawn Lynch.
Well,
Well,
we
did
know
this
now.
before.
We
Well,
did this a long time before. I
yeah.
think like there was 3 months left into the season at this point.
Yeah.
It was a long time before.
Yeah, well,
Because AP's just not getting
He's
touches.
not getting the ball. But
He's
like
not getting touches
like
at all.
my thing is I want to ask AP if he ever watched a Saints game. They have been running back by committee since like Ricky
he
Williams
didn't fit
left.
that system at all.
No, Deuce McAllister left. That has been a running back by committee league.
Especially with Ingram there.
Yeah. There's no way.
I don't know why he would
Because he
think
and
he's
Ingram
going to
were
get it
pretty
all
much
the
the
time.
same type of back. Like, if Peterson were really good at catching passes and pass
And a
blocking,
foot shorter.
it'd be different.
Yeah.
Mark
But
Ingram?
Yeah. Adrian Peterson standing
How-
next to
how
Mark
long-
Ingram, you expect AP to be
They're
kind
still,
of a
they're
receiver.
still the same type of back. Though.
how
No,
long?
yeah, you're right.
How long until AP requests a trade? It makes it very public.
Ooh. Do you think
I
he's
think
good
he'll
enough
just
to make?
retire.
Yeah, I was about to say. Do you think he's good enough to do the trade route?
Yeah.
You think there'd be
What?
teams that would actually make that
Dude,
into
yeah.
drama?
That contract, he's on 1 year for $2.5 million, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll pick that up.
like
That's
the-
not a lot.
The Giants would definitely jump.
Yeah.
The Giants. need a
The
running back so
Ravens.
bad. And actually, he
Yeah.
actually fits well with the Giants, or better than the Saints.
Who else needs a running
The
back
Saints
right
are
now?
probably the
There's a lot of
worst fit
teams.
for him in the entire league.
Mm-hmm. That's not because the Saints have never been they haven't been a premier back team in a long time.
Yeah.
A long time, always running back by committee. Washington's turning into that right now, and I'm not mad at it. It works. You know, we got P. Ryan and Rob Kelly, you know, doing it. You know,
Chris Thompson's your best back right now.
and Chris Thompson's
Florida
good.
State represent.
Chris Thompson's good. He's our best player right now, MVP of our team, you know, so far. But you know, we can't hand him the ball.
Florida State's got three pretty good running backs in the league right now: Chris Thompson, Dalvin Cook, and Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson isn't even he's the leading rusher on the Saints right now.
No.
Who's the leader rusher?
It's Mark Ingram,
How many yards?
125.
That's terrible.
Right.
How many yards does AP have?
I don't know. That's on
60?
20. That's on 28 carries. Yeah, he probably only has like 60 yards. I'm trying to look it up right now.
Maybe.
I'm looking.
With your weekly picks, I think one of the things you should do, other than just who's going to win each game, is try to guess the attendance for the poor bastard LA team.
Oh yes.
Let's do it.
Over under 30.
That'd be
Hold
great.
on.
Over under 30.
Who's the bastard LA
What is
team?
the
We're gonna have to
stadium seat?
research like other events going on that week in
obviously
LA.
the Chargers.
Yeah.
What are people gonna be
Well,
doing?
other
instead of
other
the game?
events going
you know?
on. Oh, and they got the Emmys going on. You could probably go to that.
It's like if the Emmys are going, you can probably drop the attendance another 500.
hey, they're showing Walking Dead live, you know, so it's gonna be like it's gonna come on at
$3
7. You know
margaritas.
what I'm saying? Like the hell?
There's a human robot on Sunset.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
people could care less about football. in
There's
LA,
a drunk
like,
Superman.
Absolutely.
There's a drunk Superman and a drunk Batman fighting right now on Hollywood Boulevard. You can go check that out.
Like Martha,
They're just screaming movie lines poorly quoted.
You cannot handle the truth.
The Saints are actually at Miami
When
this week.
This week?
No.
I don't know how I feel about that game. And Miami's New Jerseys are fucking gross. I
feel like-
fucking hate them.
I feel like
Gross. They're disgusting.
The quarterback's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
Jay
What?
Cutler, that piece
don't
of fucking
you guys
shit.
hate on Jay Cutler?
Don't
No,
you?
I love Jay Cutler.
Nah, I wanna-
But
He's
he
got
sucks.
diabetes.
I'm sorry. Holy
You
shit.
can't criticize someone with diabetes.
Yeah, you too funny. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
I love that picture of
That
him.
I do like
Everyone
him.
gives him
but
shit.
I like him because he really, really sucks.
He's terrible.
Everybody gives
He had
him shit.
one game. He's over there smiling, and came back the next day. Just like, oh yeah, that's the Jay I know.
And he's held a starting job for so long, and he was apparently so terrible but good enough that they took him out of broadcasting
Haters. They're all-
just to
they're all
go be a
haters.
quarterback for the Dolphins.
There's like, yeah, this is not the career for
on
you.
short notice, just like, here you go, just try to learn it by week 1.
Somehow.
And then he got a bonus week from that hurricane.
Oh my God, he got lucky, man.
NBC
Yeah.
traded him to the Dolphins.
Who do you think's gonna have the better game, Cutler or AP? Like overall, I mean, I know they play
Probably
different positions,
Cutler.
but like,
okay. Yeah, probably Cutler. He's gonna have more
Just
than one.
'cause
He's
he's
gonna
gonna
have a
actually
lot
be
of
on the
chances.
field.
Who's
He's
gonna,
gonna- he's
who's
gonna
gonna
touch
have
the
the
ball.
better game between Cutler and Breeze?
oh, Breeze.
Drew Brees.
I don't know. Drew
Drew Brees
Brees
can
has
throw
been
4
playing like
picks.
I
crap.
think the Saints' defense is just garbage all around.
I think
has been.
they're
Oh.
terrible.
I think.
You
it's-
think Cutler will tear him
Jay
apart?
Cutler threw. Put it this way. I got Devontae Parker for one of my receivers. I'm looking forward to this matchup. Jay Cutler throws the ball downfield pretty good.
Do you think?
And if he throws interceptions, it's not my problem because he's not my starting quarterback. But Devontae Parker will probably get at least one touchdown.
I really want to watch this Jaguars Jets game because I want to see if the Jaguars are really the fucking truth right now.
And you want to see that against the Jets?
Well, because
you think they're gonna show?
Well, no.
against the Jets?
because the Jaguars have been blowing out teams. So if there's any team that should get blown out, it should be the
Yeah.
Jets. So if they blow them out, then I'm kind
The
of like,
Jets just blew someone out.
who the Jets went to?
What, the Jets won last week?
Yeah,
Yeah, who did
like,
Jets
beat
No,
the shit
I
out
thought
of
the
them.
Ravens destroyed the Jets in London.
No, the Ravens got destroyed by the Jaguars in London.
Yeah,
That's what that
that's
was.
what it was.
I stand
Uh,
And I want to see this Titans
They beat the
Texans
Dolphins.
game too.
They beat the Dolphins.
And I want to see. Oh yes, right. That's
so
right.
do you,
they did
so
beat
do you
the-
think the Dolphins will be able to?
Dolphin.
Do you think the Dolphins will be able to handle the Saints at home?
The truth? They can't handle the truth.
They cannot handle the truth.
If they can just play a
Yeah.
little defense,
I think they'll
probably.
win. I think the Dolphins will win.
Yeah.
You got the Dolphins? You think
I got the Dolphins.
I think the Saints will win.
Fins. They call
I
them.
think.
Are we
Breeze
going
will have
down-
one
are
of
we
those
doing our
games that
picks right
makes us
now?
Talk to him about it.
All right.
We don't have to. We can talk about the game and then do the picks. Or we do.
Here's
We'll talk
the-
about each game and do the picks
a
at
good
the
point
end.
about
man.
what you were saying though is like a lot of times what you can identify a team as a pretender. Florida State was it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Is you play down to your competition.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like what you're saying. Like if the Jags end up like barely struggling to beat the Jets,
Yeah,
they're
that's what I'm
probably
saying.
not real. If
Yeah.
they blow them out, like you said,
Yeah.
they might be
Because
they
they've
might
been
win the division.
They've been
Yeah.
blowing teams out. I'm really.
Their defense looks good.
You know what I'm looking forward to? This Steelers Ravens game. I love watching these games. These boys fight. I can't wait to watch that one.
That's a division rivalry, right?
Yeah.
I'm not taking a shot.
I also
at it.
like
Yeah.
the Ravens
I was there.
Patriots have been a pretty good rivalry through the years.
The Ravens Patriots, have they?
Patriots. It's been a good series, yeah.
You were which game?
Ravens-
The Jags
oh.
game. Oh my bad.
No, go ahead.
Which Jags game?
The one from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
It
And-
was nice.
Yeah,
Titans beat them.
yeah, that's nice. That's always nice.
People
Oh, they got
mad
a
at
Super
us
Bowl
for cheering.
repeat going on right here
There
for
were that many
Giants
people there?
Buccaneers.
Who that?
That Raiders Broncos game is going to be good too. No, I'm saying
Super Bowl repeat?
Giants Buccaneers.
That didn't happen.
What am I thinking about?
Giants Ravens happened and Raiders Buccaneers happened. They're like back to back years.
All right.
We'll see.
Fake Super Bowl matchup.
It felt good in the hands.
I wish. I wish Buccaneers would too.
It felt good coming off the hand.
That's what she
That was
said.
actually the closest the Florida State quarterback game to winning. Actually, he did win.
What? Yeah, Tampa won.
Brad Johnson, quarterback,
Ooh,
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
that made me so fucking mad because
The
he
team that
left.
Tony Dungy put together.
He left Washington and then went down to Tampa and won a damn Super Bowl.
Brad Johnson?
Brad Johnson did. He sure did. Piece of fucking shit.
I
cocksucker
didn't know he
motherfucker,
played
you.
anywhere before
You
then.
motherfucker, Brad Johnson. I was socking your fucking.
Is he the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl?
Trent
Trent
Dilfer.
Dilfer.
Think Trent Dilfer's worse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Oh man.
Trent Dilfer.
Fuck him.
Golly.
That's one of the things that we first read on. We're like, we're friends. Trent Dilfer is the epitome of a game manager. Get you close enough for that kicker to knock you one in, Stover, and let the defense do the rest. What you got?
The top 10 list on Bleacher Report starts with Terry Bradshaw. Number 9, Ben Roethlisberger.
What?
Worst
Worst
quarterbacks
quarterback
to win a Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Roethlisberger being on the top 10 list.
Eli
Roethlisberger's
Manning.
pretty good.
Yeah. Even Eli's just lucky.
Yeah,
Ken Stabler.
This one's gonna
Ken
hurt.
Stabler.
This is gonna hurt you right here.
See, I couldn't even
Doug
pronounce
Williams.
Doug Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. Like he has a torn meniscus and he wins a friggin' Super Bowl. Yeah, worst one. Fuck out of here.
Plunkett.
And he
They
threw for
put
more.
Plunkett on the list at 5.
And he threw for more. Like he has a record for like yards in the Super Bowl right now. It hasn't been broken yet.
Doug Williams?
Doug Williams does. And the worst. Get
Brad
the fuck
Johnson,
out of here.
Number 3.
Wow.
Trent
Trent
Dilfer
Dilfer.
too.
See, no, see, I
Oh, wait,
told
wait,
you.
hold on,
All right,
hold
wait,
on,
this
hold
is
on,
according to
hold on.
Bleacher Report.
We gotta
So
put in
now
our
that we
final
know-
guesses.
All right.
Wait, let's go over this list. Top 10
Brett
leading up
Favre.
to number
This
1
is to
and
win a
see
Super
who.
Bowl,
You
right?
think it's going to be Brett Favre?
Brett
Is
Favre.
this
That's
gonna
not
be,
a bad
is
guess
this gonna
at
be like
all.
a trolling answer?
Yeah, seeing the rest of them,
Brett Favre.
I could not.
What
You're
about
going
Joe
Brett?
Flacco?
I would- I would not be
Ooh,
surprised
that's a good one.
with
That's
either
a good
of
one.
those. With
All right,
either
what's
of
your-
them.
what's
Jay, you gotta pick.
I would not. Seeing Eli on there, I don't know why this wouldn't be Peyton.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Because-
go with Jim McMahon. 85
Oh no,
Bears.
you're right. He's the winner. I bet you he's the winner. Go.
All right, so who was it? Jim McMahon?
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
No. I was thinking about changing it
Okay, change
because
it.
I think he played really well that Super Bowl. Man.
It was 1 year flash in the pan. If you change your answer, I'm going with Joe Flacco because it's a better answer than mine.
All right, Joe Flacco.
And who did I say? Shit, I forgot. Fucking Brett Favre.
Favre.
Brett Favre and Peyton Manning.
Joe
Joe
Namath.
Namath.
Joe
Hey. Actually, I was gonna say that earlier when you said Joe Namath. I was gonna be like, he wasn't actually very good.
Yeah.
He just he called that he was gonna win a game and won it. And then he's remembered
You know what?
as being
Talk
like
about-
a great quarterback.
Talk
Hey, that's
about
all
a
you
game
need.
manager. He was like kind of the first game manager to be like,
They had
I'm
never
gonna take a shit team.
they had never heard of
Yeah.
a pass
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
day.
Jim McMahon is number 1 on this other list.
Okay.
You
How did Jim McMahon
Well,
not make
wait,
the
what
top
about the
10?
rest
on
That's
that
that's
list?
true too. So that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, switch Doug Williams, take him the fuck off the list, and put Jim McMahon in
Doug
there.
Williams doesn't deserve to be put up there.
Brad Johnson,
That's just
Brad
hurtful.
Johnson's number 3 again on
And
this
that's
list.
hurtful too.
Joe Namath, number 4 on this one.
Wow, Joe Namath made both of them.
Trent Dilfer. There's a pretty internet's pretty unanimous. As
I wonder
far
what
as
it's
who the
like
shit
to win a
quarterbacks
Super
are
Bowl
that-
and people just sit there and say you fucking suck,
Yeah.
even though you got your ring.
What about
And you're
worst
like-
Super Bowl performances?
What, that one or?
That
By a specific player.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Worst Super Bowl performances
Uh,
by
The
I mean,
Broncos game
Yeah,
from, like, 2 years
Peyton
ago.
Manning.
Peyton Manning. and
Peyton
that-
Manning,
that's
number
what,
one.
That's what made me put him on that list.
Peyton Manning. That damn Super Bowl was friggin' terrible, but I loved it because I put a lot of money on Seattle. I was like, yeah,
Sweet when it
boy.
happens like that.
And I was, and this is after Richard Sherman had screamed at that white woman. So I'm sitting in a house full of a bunch of white guys, you know, like the good old boys, and so they're like, Richard Sherman need to learn how to shut his mouth. And I'm going for the Buck. I'm not going for Seattle this time. I'm going for the Broncos, and the Broncos gonna win it because they got good old Peyton Manning. He's a good old boy. He don't scream at no white woman. You don't scream at no white woman, Richard Sherman. What you think this is?
Who is this?
Rachel's cousins. Hey, listen. I love you guys, but you guys are fucking white and redneck as shit. And you guys definitely was like that. He just rubs me the wrong way. You haven't heard that before? I love that saying. That's almost like you might as well just call him N-word. Just do it. Just say, you might as well just say it's because he's black. That's when you say that. And then what happens? Peyton Manning shits the bed, and I'm sitting there like,
That first snap from scrimmage just
Yeah.
kind of drew a picture for the rest
that
of the
was
game.
it, and that was the very first snap. And I was like,
Yeah.
after that, I was like, that's it. You know, a lot of games start off the way that they're gonna finish.
Not
A
this
lot.
past one.
True.
Not this past one.
True. Actually, the greatest performance I've ever seen, and I saw The Lion King.
On ice
Live on
or
Broadway.
On Broadway.
No, the VHS.
Oh, okay.
Best performance.
They got to edit that performance, man. Like, I hope someone edits this podcast as well as they edited The Lion King.
Oh my goodness!
Make us sound better.
Listen, we sound great.
We're the Owen
We-
Wonders, man.
we
This
should
is,
have
this
Elton
is our
John.
first
We
podcast.
should have Elton John.
This is our
bring
first
us in and
podcast.
out.
This just puts it as 0-1 if you think this is an L.
Hey,
We're true to our name.
hey, hey! We're gonna get the one. We're gonna get the next one.
I mean, are we gonna get a draft pick this year, or are we just starting off 0-1?
That could be the official slogan.
What?
0-1 podcast. We're gonna get the next one.
We'll get the next one.
We'll get the next one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Well,
But that we, all of us can't go 0-1 on our first pick now. Because technically speaking, we just made one.
hold on. Did we? What pick did we just make?
I mean,
Yeah,
I know who
none
I'm
of y'all
picking on
were
that
right.
one.
Do you guys want to throw in some bets?
Ooh, we won't go down that alley again.
All right, Panthers, Patriots.
Panthers,
Who's
Patriots.
the home team?
The Patriots are.
What's
They'll
up?
probably win then.
We've talked about the Saints Miami game.
Yeah, we talked about that. We all said no. What did we say for that?
Well, we
Miami.
discussed the game a little bit, and I was saying the Saints are gonna win, but I think you and Sean both said that Miami's gonna win. I don't think we got one out of Paul.
I think the Dolphins. I think the Saints suck.
Oh wow. Here we go. I might be the only 0-1. Dun dun dun. All right, so which one you want to discuss next with the?
Hey, someone
Patriots?
write that down so we know what the picks are. Next time.
We got a recording, man.
Billy.
We got it on tape.
Yeah, somebody write that down though.
Okay.
We need a big whiteboard we can put here on the wall.
You know what? They got those things
I
that
could totally
friggin'
get one of those
at
with
the
the.
Goodwill, man. I can find one of those.
No,
Well,
then
we get-
it'll look like Gruden's QB camp.
Tell you what, man, that Colin Kaepernick,
Oh,
he can really take a knee with the best of
Ew, that was funny.
That was great.
when we were getting Jay Gruden,
Yeah.
they put it down as J. Gruden, got signed by, that the Redskins hired J. Gruden. I was like, we got fucking John Gruden. I ran around the fucking house. I'm running around the house screaming, we got John Gruden, looking like a fucking maniac. And then the damn news conference happens, and it's fucking, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, who is this
His
man?
brother Jay.
Who's this fat motherfucker?
Yeah, John really let himself go.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I said, it looks like him, but that's not him. And then they're like, no, his name is actually Jay Gruden. I was like, you motherfuckers. But hey, he's turned out to be a pretty damn good coach. A pretty damn good coach.
We'll see. He's got you right where I like you guys, right in the middle of the pack, not going anywhere anytime soon.
No, you know what it is? He's the first.
Damn.
He's the first coach.
Well, hey, listen.
I ignore that shit. All right.
No, listen, I like you guys right around 8-8. It's good.
Okay, that's potential for a playoff spot.
I hear you. Cowboys are all over the place. We'll be 4 wins and 12 wins.
Whatever keeps
5
Jason
wins,
Garrett
and
at 500.
Yeah, hey.
But he has peaks and valleys. The
Yeah, he
Redskins
does.
are just steady about 7 or 8 wins. Like,
And then
They're
the thing
steady.
is, we just ride that wave, and one of those years we might get into the playoffs because everybody else sucks. That's the thing about, hitting a plateau in life.
and then your quarterback is Mr. Glass, and he just falls apart.
Who is?
Robert Griffin?
Oh, he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Real Tony Romo type.
I was watching that playoff game against
Son of a
Seattle.
bitch.
Against Seattle, and he, when Robert Griffin stepped into that divot and kicked that little hunk of earth out of ground and then
Oh,
fell,
God.
and I was like, oh my God, it's over. Rachel, that was the night she realized how serious it was about because she said that I just looked defeated, and like it was supposed to be our year, and it was, because nobody was that was when the read option was new, and it was shitting on everybody. And
Yeah.
we were shitting on everybody. I think we went 10 straight that year. We went 10 fucking straight.
0-10?
No, we won 10 straight games.
I thought you
I
were
think
saying.
I think y'all were only 10-6 that year. Y'all didn't start 0-6.
Whatever.
We went 10 straight, man.
That sounds fucking
Just-
better.
Y'all
That's-
didn't go that far in the playoffs, so
We
I don't
didn't.
think
That's
that-
because we had the home advantage. We played the wild card team.
yeah.
So fuck you. When was the last time the Titans went to the fucking playoffs? Don't you do that to me.
2008.
Don't you do that to me. Don't you freaking do that to me.
I know what it's like
We're friends, Paul.
to have the Seahawks break your heart in the postseason.
Oh
Tony Romo, that field goal.
man, Tony.
What a
Romo's
way to
piece of
start!
shit
What a way
anyway.
to
Good
start
for
off a
him.
career, huh?
With so many more moments like that, fall.
Oh my gosh! How
He had a
about
few?
how about breaking his back without anyone touching him? He just turned the wrong way and he fell and he was done. Good.
When?
This was like
Against the Redskins
Yeah.
a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Somebody hit him.
No one
I
touched
saw
him.
the whole thing.
No one fucking touched him.
I saw the whole thing.
Someone reached their hand out, missed him, and he just said, and then
No.
fell down.
No,
Talking
no,
about,
no.
I had a glass quarterback.
Hold
Tony
on, no,
Romo
I gotta
was
remember
Mr.
who it was
Glass.
that hit him. One of y'all dirty defensive backs. One of the D'Angelo Hall types you keep around. for
No,
about a decade.
yeah.
Whatever it was, he was going down, and you guys came in from behind, just right over the.
I
back
remember
of him.
that. I do remember that. I think that was like Maurice Spade. Not Maurice Spade, but something Spade. We have a guy named something Spade on the thing. Is that all the games right there?
Yeah,
That's
you
not
should
all.
do Tony Romo injury highlight reel.
No, I'm
Just-
gonna watch it.
Probably 12 different
First thing that comes up says Tony Romo's injury history.
fragile, unlucky, or both.
Yes.
Let's not forget though that same Denver defense that took them to 2 straight Super Bowls and won one. Romo played against the year they went to the Super Bowl the first time, threw for over 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. And yes, he ended the game on interception, but 500 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the
That's-
best
that's-
That's a
defense.
classic photo.
Let me see.
I'll point
Oh,
out
yeah.
that he was on the 1 yard line.
Right?
Right? It was almost
He
a
got
touchdown.
close.
It was almost a touchdown.
He was close.
If you look at that ball, I bet you can find a replay of that field goal. That's the slickest ball I've ever seen. You can see the reflection off the ball in that video.
Because all kickers kick with balls like that.
No, they said, we're going to make sure Tony cannot hold on to this ball at all. They dunked
Is
it
that
some
Tony-
Why was
KY.
he out there being like
Is that Tony
holding
Romo in a
kicks
Redskins
anyway?
outfit?
No, that's RG3.
No, that's Tony Romo.
Where?
Photoshop.
Change it. Change it. Change it.
Is that a recent?
Who did that?
Some asshole
Had to be
about
last year.
looking
Motherfucking.
You wish you were that lucky.
What? Hell no.
Tony Romo.
I'd probably stop watching football that year.
Most game-winning drives since he came in the league. It's probably a product of being in close games all the
How
time.
many of those like were interceptions though? Does he have one of those lists?
Paul, come on.
Well, that's what I love about
He's
him.
really
that
good at that. Like,
I would love
listen,
to watch
we're
them
gonna
just
go-
so I
we're
can
gonna-
see him throw a
you remember that
We're
game
gonna
that they
go back.
flexed?
We're gonna go back to ratings. He's a ratings machine. All right.
He's a
We
draw.
all, but we all like tune in to watch him fuck up his dramatic
Yeah.
fourth quarter drive. Do you remember that one year where y'all had to put Orton in on week
shit.
17? I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
2 seasons with 19
What?
interceptions for Tony Romo.
19.
That's nothing compared to Brett Favre.
It's true.
Best quarterback of all time. Man, this guy argues possibly the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. He could be both.
I like.
He would also be. Wouldn't he also be the worst quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP? Weren't we? I mean, Peyton also, I think, one of his two guys.
I don't know if Favre did win the MVP.
I don't think he
when they
did.
won.
That was
Who would've?
that wide receiver.
There was Antonio Freeman.
I think so. That sounds right. Antonio
29 interceptions.
Driver.
Yeah.
Antonio
Also-
Driver. No, that's
Donald
not
Driver. Donald Driver, but that
Not
was
Donald Driver. That was
What year
years
did he
later.
that
throw
was way
29?
later. Yeah.
2005.
How do you like?
Also, Eli.
That's how good
Eli
you are.
averages about 25 a year. I mean,
Yeah.
Eli's, you
And-
know.
Someone said whenever, like I heard somebody speaking on Eli, and they were like, "When are we gonna just stop saying that he's an elite quarterback?" And I was like, "I've been saying it forever."
when he's not the only quarterback to beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
You don't have to be elite to beat
True.
Tom Brady.
I'm just saying, like he is though. That by
Russell won't beat
saying
him.
that and putting your name above Tom Brady in that kind of a statement, you're like, by
Didn't
the
Russell
way,
beat him?
I've beaten, but twice. Did Russell beat him?
Did Russell beat him?
He beat
No.
Super
Peyton.
Bowl?
He beat Peyton in the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Should have.
He
Honestly,
threw a
should have.
pick.
Oh, against the Patriots, I remember
that 1 yard line that threw that pick.
they had that Jermaine Kearse catch at the end of the game that they threw the ball on the 1 yard line from that catch.
Yeah.
You know, friggin' that was like Tom Brady's thing. You know, whatever quarterback's playing against them is gonna get like a fucking phenomenal throw, a phenomenal one-time fucking throw, one-time catch type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Tyreek Hill fucking helmet catch. What was the other one that he threw to that Eli Manning threw against them? There was 2 Eli Manning.
It was
had.
Mario Manningham, I think.
Yeah.
Good
And
call.
and then after that, it was the friggin' that Jermaine Kearse catch. That
And
one
you
that
know he was probably thinking like.
he was just thinking like,
can't
oh
have it again.
shit, not again. And then this last time, he has himself his catch, the catch, and he almost had this shit again with the catch this against Julio Jones making that phenomenal fucking catch on the sideline. And then here comes Julian Edelman. Like, all right.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the best catches I've seen. I was never a big fan of that Odell Beckham lean back fucking catch. I was like, that's cool, but
The one against the Cowboys?
yeah.
Where he threw the Cowboys defender out of bounds. It's offensive pass interference.
You know, I really
That
don't
no
like
one
about
ever
it.
mentions that.
No one ever
Brandon
mentions
Carr.
that they lost.
Odell grabs him and uses him to propel himself forward, throws Brandon Carr out of bounds, and catches it. And because it was such a great catch, they just didn't even bother to.
Well,
Despicable.
Y'all won.
Did we?
Yeah. Giants didn't even win that
Doesn't
game.
feel
That's
like-
why I hate it.
Doesn't feel like we won.
Despicable.
Ever.
There's a catch like that. I don't know. I think it was last week and the weekend prior where he caught it like with one hand around the guy and like caught it like up on his.
Oh,
helmet,
Cleveland?
Dragged it down. Yeah, I think so.
Cleveland? Yeah, I seen that.
You're thinking of Cole Beasley, right? Cowboys player caught it like on the sideline,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
back
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
like-
that what that was?
Yeah, it was the Cowboys.
Measly Beasley.
I remember bringing that up. I'm like, you gotta be in a good mood. You saw that catch.
So New England, by the way, is the home team in that game.
Okay.
When we were bringing up.
Yeah,
Panthers.
Panthers and Patriots.
Hard time with that one. Probably.
I'm ready. Who wants to make their pick?
Oh, here we go.
Do you think?
Are we already?
Do you think Cam's gonna be able to step it up?
No.
No, you don't think so?
The Patriots defense
Is-
sucks this year, though.
It does.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean, he might have a.
But
breakout
Cam Newton
as far
has
as the
not
year
been
goes.
good at all in these first few games. I feel like he's had
Brady's been off and
some
on.
pretty boring
Right,
games
off and on, he just
lately.
had 5 touchdowns, then 4 touchdowns before that.
Yeah,
But the first,
He had a
his
bad
first
first-
game, his
that first game was
shit.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Panthers have been all around bad. Like they've been like Cam Newton's been playing like a game manager. You know, that's not his style. He
Not at
wins.
all.
He goes out there and wins the
Running
game
gun.
for
Yeah,
you.
didn't Greg
Really good.
Olson out for a while?
For the
now?
season. He's
Season?
he's on IR with the return shit. You know, he gets to come back.
Yeah.
They
But-
make
So-
it that far.
But that's probably
That
gonna be like
probably won't
playoff
happen,
time.
So everyone, I mean, it sounds like everyone's picking New England.
Yeah, I'm picking New England.
Paul, you got New England.
Yeah. They got
Sean?
Tom Brady.
Yep.
Yeah.
they do have Tom Brady, the greatest performance of all time.
I'm hoping Tom Brady does well. I have him in 2 fantasy leagues. One of them is a pay league.
Huh?
So, come on, Tom.
All right, which one do you got next?
I got Tennessee at Houston. I know who I'm picking.
Ooh,
I'm a little biased here.
Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson.
Fuck Houston. They're not even that good. They got blown out by Jacksonville. We blew out Jacksonville. So we're
I'm
better.
taking the Titans.
I'm gonna look up the line on that one. I'm taking the Titans too, Paul. You taking
Yeah.
it? I mean, of course. Sean, who you got?
So you're all on the Titans, huh?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Ooh.
That's not a bad. I was fighting.
You trying to change? You trying to change your pick right now, Cedric?
That's a
I'm
Sharpie marker.
gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with the.
That's done. It's done.
I'm gonna stick with the Titans.
Okay. Next one we got Buffalo at Atlanta.
Ooh, Atlanta.
Atlanta's up there on the power rankings.
Atlanta's
I don't think
been-
they're gonna.
Atlanta's been balling out of control.
They're heavily
and I don't know if
favored.
anyone's gonna be able to cover Julio. That man is a beast.
You got Atlanta then, Paul.
I've got Atlanta. They're
Oh,
pretty-
and they're
pretty
playing in
good.
Atlanta too.
They're playing at the other Mercedes Stadium.
Busting out the black uniforms.
Are they doing
Oh,
all
really?
that?
They're doing the color.
Damn.
Hot Atlanta. they call it.
Yeah. Is
Atlanta.
that? I think that is the hot Atlanta. Is the color of that uniform scheme?
In Madden, what do they call it? The color splash?
Color rush,
Color rush. That's what it
which is fucking garbage. We look terrible.
is.
Just straight up.
The Titans
yellow
are all baby
shit.
blue.
You know
It's-
what's really bad is the Rams. It's
We
like
look like a
all
playoffs
yellow,
Disney.
like
Ugh.
piss yellow.
Piss
That's
yellow.
how
Yeah.
the Redskins are. We look like fucking dirty piss.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this person definitely failed the drug test, y'all.
So we got Atlanta all around then.
Yes,
Atlanta's gonna be hard to stop anyway. I don't think
Atlanta's
Buffalo's
playing
gonna be
like
the team to do it.
lights out right now.
All right. Next up would be Pitt at Baltimore.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. I mean, like Cedric, like you said, man. That's one to look forward to.
That's a hard one to call because it's like both those defenses are balling out of control right now. You know, and both offenses are struggling.
Didn't they just get lit up by Jacksonville like 44-7?
I know, but
Well, that
I'm not.
that
No.
They're
well,
balling
I
out
heard-
of
it's in
control
Baltimore.
ball.
It's in Baltimore.
no,
shit.
but
Okay.
this is
It's in
someone said this
Baltimore.
today.
So?
You know they
Yeah,
said
that's actually a good point.
I
mean, it's
heard
the
I heard
NFL.
this. Hold on, I heard this and they said it doesn't count if it's in a different area code. Meaning, you know, if you
So
cheat-
yeah, but if you're during country, it doesn't matter.
So they said London doesn't count, and I'm like, fuck it, like I'm with it because Baltimore has been playing crazy. That defense is like that. It almost reminds me of the I don't want to say that 2000s Baltimore team. I'm saying in that after
Be a
that
bold
little
player.
bit after that, those few years where it wasn't the same, but it was still a dominant defense, and I think that's where they are right now. Yeah, so I'm picking
Picking Baltimore.
Pittsburgh.
Picking Pittsburgh.
It's Big Ben. Are they playing in Pittsburgh?
No, they're playing in Baltimore. It's at Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going with because Joe Flacco is playing like shit.
Who did the Steelers
He
just
just
lose to?
reversed his entire.
The,
his entire.
Who did
The
the
Bears.
Did the Steelers just lose to the Bears?
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears got shit
No,
on.
the Steelers did not just lose to the Bears.
Yeah, they did.
No, they
Oh,
didn't.
there's that Thursday night game that the Bears lost.
Steelers-
That was
No, the
technically
Steelers.
last
The
week.
Steelers lost to the Bears.
Was
and
that
it
who
was
they
in
beat
overtime.
in overtime?
What, last
Was
week?
The Steelers.
It
That
was
was last
20,
week?
23-17.
That's in
It was the
Chicago.
overtime
That
final.
was in Chicago,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Chicago.
I will take this opportunity in the conversation to choose the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game.
Yeah,
I'm picking the Steelers.
You know, I want to be that one guy that gets it right and rubs it in all your faces, but unfortunately, I I can't be confident and pick Baltimore, so I'm going to go with Pittsburgh as well.
Because it's Joe Flacco's
Yeah.
fault, man. He's playing like trash.
Well, there's a
I
reason
think
that
the whole team is trash.
The whole the offense or
The
defense?
Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens.
If the Jags put 44 on them in foggy
It was
London
in
town,
Maybe
London.
Bortles like
I hear
have
you,
a job
but
for
it's
another week.
Blake Bortles.
And then that's like another home game for Jacksonville. They love the Jaguars out there in London. They said that's like London's favorite team, and they've been talking about moving this damn team out there.
Jacksonville?
They call them
yes, they love the Jaguars.
Oh, God, the London Jaguars.
the
Yeah.
Jaguars.
That would go over so well for
Jaguar.
Jacksonville, but at the same time, the city of Jacksonville was upper.
No.
The Jaguars
What,
would be-
what else? There's.
Jacksonville would
I
need
was
something.
there. I
That'd
don't
be the
think
last
the
thing
city of
there.
Jacksonville would suffer.
You
I
really?
don't think so.
There weren't that many people there at all, huh?
I mean, it had a pretty decent turnout.
People
but,
do not come to the Jaguar games.
Well,
That's
because
the bottom
that was
line.
interdivision. That was a
But
big
I'll give
game.
them, yeah, and it was their first game of the year, and they were just there.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's horrible.
I bet you, like, was there a point when they were close, like, in the beginning
don't
of the game?
have
It
Yeah,
reminds, yeah, they were pretty cool fans.
Were they loud in the beginning of the game? Like, did it,
Not
like,
loud, but
see?
They got a pool in one end zone though, right? So
Yeah,
that's
that was cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
They're going to London.
Well, now that we're
But it's
They can't have
kinda
a
like
pool
being
in
a
London.
frat guy at a
Do you
shitty
think-
college.
do you think
That's
they're
not
gonna-
good.
do you think they're gonna have if they continue to crush, if they're
You
the
say a
real deal?
frat guy or a fat guy?
Frat guy.
Okay.
So we could take this opportunity to talk about the fact
Like
that
if
they're
we all
playing.
went to Vanderbilt
What's up?
and just got fucked up all the time. Those are Jags fans.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah. They acknowledge that they suck and they're probably not going to win.
Yeah.
Well, now they're winning.
I know they probably don't know what to do.
We'll see.
You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
2-1,
Like,
but
everybody
they're
relax.
We'll
They're
see.
going up against the 1-2 Jets in New York or in New Jersey. Excuse me.
All right, what else we got?
The Jacksonville Jaguars at the New York Jets.
That's why you said
Ooh.
that.
Yeah. And like you said, if they crush them, then maybe they're the real deal.
Yeah, I'm going Jags.
I'm-
Because I
I'm
can't say
definitely
that
going
and not
Jags.
pick the Jags, so I'm going
You're
Jags.
definitely on the Jags.
I'm not. I fucking hate the Jaguars.
No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that.
They're one of 3 teams I don't like in the NFL.
I
but
just not buying it. I'm going with the Jets.
you're going with the Jets.
Jets.
Paul's got the Jets.
Who even are they?
The Jets have
Going.
been playing
I'm
terrible.
going.
Just a bunch of New York mooks.
Jaguars.
You're going with the
But
Jags.
Probably like 10. Probably win by like 10 points.
Paul's got the Jets. Paul might be the guy rubbing our noses in it next week.
That just seems like a sucker bet. Whoa, you mean the Jags? No, you don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Jags, Jets. I mean,
Yeah, I think.
the Jets.
That's definitely an opportune moment to go against the grain because I could see the Jags shitting the bed and being like, "Oh no,
you know I'm
we're
gonna
not
be
real."
watching this game now. I think that's gonna be the game I'm gonna be paying attention to the most. Cause I don't play. My team doesn't play until Monday, so I'm gonna be
Well,
locked in on all of this shit.
we got another Universal coming up though.
What do we
This is
got?
gonna be a barn burner
Ooh,
in Cleveland, Cincinnati. Andy Dalton and the Bengals going in.
Cleveland's getting the first W this game.
Ooh, Cedric, I knew it. He needs him to start winning.
Me, I really do.
I feel like we've been picking all lopsided games so far.
What do you mean?
Well, we're getting into the juice of it. We're getting. I mean,
If the Bengals lose this game, I think McCarron could finally start. But they're gonna win because Cleveland's not gonna win.
You don't think? Okay.
Nah, I give them. They'll probably lose by 14.
Ah.
Honestly.
Joe
I'll-
Mixon is about to get all,
Jiggy.
ragey.
Probably.
He's about to go all.
Get all jiggy.
Unless
I'm
Dalton
trying-
so wait.
decides
So who
to-
do you
I'm
got?
trying to put it in a soft way for a guy that got suspended for beating up somebody, but he's gonna do very well.
So who do you have?
He's gonna punch that bitch in the
In
mouth.
that game?
He's gonna metaphorically go to a pizza restaurant, meet the Cleveland Browns there, and just knock them out in front of everybody. Metaphorically.
So Sean, you got Cincinnati too.
What's the next one?
I don't know, Andy. The way Andy Dalton played, was it last week? Where
Against
he
the Packers?
He played
where he
bad.
might as well
What was
gotten
that? 4
MVP.
interceptions?
He might as well gotten MVP.
Was it 4
I
interceptions
believe
against
so,
them?
at
That's
least.
terrible, man.
And
I
I think that Cincinnati or that Cleveland's gonna take its first opportunity.
What's an excusable amount
got you.
of interceptions in a game if you're a coach you would allow?
excusable. Wait, and keep them as a starter. So like
'Cause
the
this is,
threshold.
what, 6 straight year.
or
I
the
would
one that-
probably. I'd probably leave him in with 4.
Yeah.
3 strikes.
If
you're
he
out.
goes out and in the first quarter
In a game or what?
Yeah, in a game, because I mean you could have an off night and it's like it's cool, bro. Take a week off. We'll get you back next week. You're fucking things up.
Oh, you're gonna pull them out of the game and then let them still be a starter.
Depending on the person.
How much he's a franchise
Some
player?
people
'Cause
do.
Andy Dalton's
Well, like,
up
I mean,
there.
like-
That's
for
what the
example,
Gators are doing right now.
With Dak Prescott. No. He was on fire when they put him in. It's like no. Leave him in.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and retire. Romo.
Well, it's because you had
He's
a
not gonna
injury
retire at all.
prone
Retire
old
anything
guy.
Near Tony.
You had an injury prone old guy. You know, like that's not good for business.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying the
it was
backup
a smarter
quarterback is shit.
business
Yeah, but that
decision.
was
to-
Jerry Jones's like
Baby.
child.
Yeah, hand jobs in the bathroom all the time, and they looked each other in the eye too. They loved each other that much. And then they figured out how to do this one thing where they put their ding dongs together and just put one hand on there. It's like he's jacking each other off at the same time.
And Jason Garrett was like the best friend that had a huge crush on him.
The guy
Jason
filming from the closet.
Jason Garrett recorded it on his Android.
I like how you specify what kind of phone he had.
It's going on Snapchat later. Jerry Jones just went live on Facebook.
Well, speaking of the Cowboys, playing the Rams in Dallas.
Cowboys.
I expect all of you to take the Rams.
I think that's probably another lopsided unanimous. I'm taking the Cowboys. It's pretty.
The
You
Rams.
take the
Yeah.
Cowboys?
The
They're
Rams
playing-
aren't terrible.
The Rams are really good.
Didn't you see? Did
But-
they just
but-
win that shootout the other night, or was it?
Mhm.
But McVay has
beat the 49ers.
McVay doesn't
That's right.
coach very well against the Cowboys because when he was over in Washington, McVay would call some pretty terrible fucking games against the. Last year we got swept by the Cowboys, so that's why I'm like McVay's gonna get it back and beat the shit out of them hoe ass Cowboys. Let's go LA
You're going with the Rams.
forever and ever. Fuck the Cowboys.
Paul, who you got in that game? And why?
I got the Cowboys because I still don't like the Rams, and I think they kind of suck too.
They sold out too. They should have stayed on.
And it's in Los
St.
Angeles, we said.
Was it
Or
Dallas?
Dallas.
Dallas.
Well,
That's a
Not
hard
like
place
it would-
to play.
It would matter to be a home game for Dallas anyway.
probably. Yeah, still Dallas. Anyone can go off on the 49ers.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're
Yeah,
taking your Cowboys.
I don't know, because it's like 49ers put up like 38 points on the Rams D, so I would imagine the Cowboys offensive line could get at least
Well, that's
28.
because they have Hoyer the Destroyer.
Could be.
That Donald cat from Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm worried about.
That guy, he's a fucking plug.
That's what I'm worried about.
And Ezekiel, I feel like sometimes Ezekiel can hit the corner. Zeke, the freak, can hit the corner, but I think most of the time he likes going up the middle.
Yeah.
And that Donald guy is gonna shut that shit the fuck down. I think that was the only way I think that was the only reason why we were able to beat the Rams this year because we did everything to the outside and we kept it outside and we kept it over the top a lot of it too.
Yeah, I'm still going to go Cowboys, but I think it'll only be like a 6-point
that's
game,
it.
maybe.
I'm putting that there that you're calling that they're not going to make the spread. The spread's 6.5,
Oh, is it?
No.
Yeah. I
which
think-
is why I'm taking the Cowboys on here. But you think they're going to beat the spread?
No, it'll probably either be a 1 or 2 field goal game.
All right.
I'm definitely taking the Cowboys because the Rams. I think they suck.
They're-
And
Then
they have so many. They have so many. I mean, the same thing with the Chargers. Both the LA teams. They have so many distractions around their franchise right now that has nothing to do with them playing ball.
they're
they're talking
playing
about
shitty,
they're talking about
moving again
Yeah,
after building that giant stadium.
moving LA back to San Diego.
Yeah, back to San Diego. Which I mean, Rivers didn't want to go in the first place.
How do you think the fans would handle if the Chargers came back a year later? Do you think they'd be like, really?
San
I'm not
Diego?
into
No,
that
I
with
think
the
San
fans.
Diego would probably love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll be happy
they'd be
about
happy
it.
about
That
it,
team
yeah.
has been there forever.
Yeah, but I'd be pissed if they just left for a year. Then we saw them all not work out. They play in that shit ass Stalker Stadium.
But you know what? I want to see how Vegas is gonna do for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Their stadium's gonna have a hotel in it.
I
Talk
think-
about a distracting city though.
That is like I think that was the worst thing ever. Where did I say they should go? I've said this.
San Antonio.
San Antonio. San Antonio would love a fucking football team.
Oh,
Not to mention they already have the colors of
Yeah.
another
It's the same.
franchise
What do you
there.
have to change? Everything's the same, but you're in San Antonio right
It
now.
also would have been best because think like in basketball, you got 3 Texas teams.
But you know, you got Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio for the basketball teams.
Yeah.
Fucking Dallas, Houston, and fucking San Antonio for a fucking football team. Those are the two kind of major. Like, I think baseball is on a plateau, not a decline. I think it's just where it's at. I think the NFL and basketball are just getting a little bit more popular and stuff like that.
Culturally, though, I feel like San Antonio and Oakland are way more different than Oakland and Vegas, just in terms of like socioeconomic, culturally. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much that actually matters, but when you're talking about moving like a multi-billion-dollar franchise,
From what I'm hearing is the people that live in you know Las Vegas, the people that live there do not have a lot of money. And so what's going to end up happening is you're going to have a lot of people who are visiting and shit, I'm in Las Vegas and it's football season, why not just go to a fucking game? It's going to they're not going to have a true fan base. You get what I'm saying?
but they're building a new stadium for the team, right?
Yeah.
Do you think
Well,
they're
it's
gonna?
also
How often do you think they're gonna use that stadium though for like concerts and stuff like that? They wouldn't
That's
do
gonna.
live.
That's
lot.
that shit is gonna happen. Absolutely, that's gonna happen. You get someone big enough there that actually needs a stadium to do some shit.
Yeah.
It's
Because
gonna
that's something
happen.
that right now they've got a lot of venues, but they're mostly like indoor places. Like in Vegas, if you could have like a large outdoor stadium
Yeah,
in the
But-
desert, like that'd be pretty fucking.
but the thing is,
The
Are they gonna-
hockey
it's
team,
not gonna
where's the
be-
hockey team playing like that place has got to be big enough.
There's
yeah,
a Vegas hockey team.
yeah.
That's
The
starting-
Knights.
starting this year. They get
Oh,
dude,
that's
they
right.
got to pick and choose players from all of the teams. That
Yeah,
work.
so
They gotta
the
pick, like,
expansion
three-
draft.
like, yeah.
That's
Like,
cool.
Each team could save like protect 3 players, but they got free reign of the other one. So they actually got some really good players.
Mm-hmm. Hey, shit, that was Tennessee, and they went to the damn Super Bowl that year.
I think what would you think if like the Raiders or something like that?
The
moved to
you said the
Alabama?
Titans went to the Super Bowl their
Like where you
first
have
year.
like a
as
general
expansion team?
area.
that's the
90
Titans, but they were the Oilers a couple years ago.
99.
But what'd you say?
Yeah.
Was it the
If
first
you moved
season,
like
though?
the Raiders or just any big football team like that that's looking to move to Alabama,
It would never work.
throw them in.
What city in
throw-
Alabama?
It would never work.
Birmingham.
It doesn't
Birmingham?
matter. It does not.
I'm saying though, like it wouldn't be like depending on like New York, like a city, like the populace right there, like
Uh-huh.
because football's so big in the South, you just
Yeah.
have a shitload of people in the general area. It'd be Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, some in Georgia, some
Yeah.
in Tennessee. You'd have like a number of people.
Well, that's the.
That would
I
just,
think
like,
that's the
they can
same.
make-
Saints,
they
yeah.
can make an hour drive.
That's
That's the
kind of what the
Saints.
Saints.
But my thing
Well,
is,
what about people that don't like the Saints, or the Saints are shit in the bed anyway?
Well,
that's what you got to choose from, or you go somewhere else. I mean, like especially.
Like people would turn out for what the 16 games in a season because it's not that much of a commitment versus like a place where there's way more shit to do, like LA, where people are just like, no, I can, I
if the
can
Titans were
drink
better,
coffee,
they'd
watch
get
hobos
more
play.
market draw from like Alabama, Louisiana, and
Yeah,
It would be it would be a bigger area of people, that,
yeah.
of fandom to go to it. But I mean,
There's-
I was just
there's
curious
no-
of your thoughts.
No, there's no
2-1.
allure behind the team anymore. Yet it'll get there. I mean, like you got to think about our teams, the
For what-
Redskins and the Cowboys,
for
right?
which team were you saying there's no allure?
There's the Titans. You know,
Yeah.
they haven't been around long enough. Is what I'm saying. Like
Just get
the
the
Reds-
shat on over here, man.
no, listen. This
Just
is
get
this
shat on.
this is what I'm saying is. Wait, just hold on. You'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the Redskins have been around for a long time, 3 Super Bowls, and so we got fans all over the place. There's a damn Redskins sports bar right over there on Cordova Lanes, right next to in Shooters. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's probably not going to be a Titan sports bar anywhere because it's just the team is not like
Brand isn't big enough.
not yet. It could definitely always get that big. Look at Seattle right now. They
Yeah.
probably got a few Seattle ones.
How old do you have to be full of allure?
Yeah. How many? It's 3. I think
I mean,
he
we're
said
about to be
it's at least 3 Super Bowls.
You see, well, the Redskins, I think they're like close to 80 seasons, like past 80 seasons right now. I'm not sure. You can check that for me. How many seasons? Because we were celebrating 75.
Were the Redskins one of the original teams, though?
I think so. They came in like 1933. It was their first year.
I'm going to say Redskins like in the 50s.
1933.
Maybe 60s even.
I know for a fact, 1933.
33?
Mm-hmm. I read the Redskins encyclopedia front and back. What year was the team?
Started in 1932. So yeah, that'd be an original, mafia related team.
Do you have a list of all the originals?
What? Oh, the original NFL teams?
Yeah.
I think the Titans used to be the New Jersey Titans at one point.
Really?
And then like they ran out of money and they had to get rid of this.
The Bears were one of the first ones, right? The Bears were.
Yeah,
like
the Bears. The Bears scored.
Packers,
the Bears were the
Chiefs.
first team to score triple digits in the game.
That sounds like it would be right.
What?
Well, because I mean, at first it was the NFL and the AFL, right?
Yes.
So technically speaking, if I'm saying the Chiefs were the AFL.
I believe
so.
that's right. Yeah.
So that means that they weren't one of the first teams in the NFL.
I mean, nah.
But they were around.
I don't like that because didn't they like the Super Bowl era is when we're talking about, right?
Yeah, when
But
the Super Bowl
didn't
was
we
the
merge?
NFL versus the
Super Bowl, I think, didn't start till
The 60s.
Google.
It's the 60s.
No.
Super
Well,
Bowl
let's do
didn't
the
start till
math. We're on
Google.
Super Bowl 51 right now. Is that right?
The Super Bowl started in the 60s.
Well, yeah, but we can get the exact year. If
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, I'm not
it's
sure.
2017. If there's been 51, then it would be like, 66.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds about right.
1966.
That sounds about
It is
right.
1966. Yeah, like,
Is
if you're
it?
going by
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Looking at this, it's showing teams from 1920 to 1932. There's being 18 teams at that time.
Shit.
18.
Yeah, and they're all like, this is at this point, I guess it's called the American Professional Football Conference or Football Association. So the APFA.
God.
And the Green Bay Packers are in there.
Yeah.
But,
The high school team.
Yeah, probably.
We looked at last show. We did some research on the Green Bay Packers because it was like if you have a job in Green Bay, you own a part of the team.
I love this. I was just about to mention that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking fun as
I
shit.
love it.
Fantastic. More
There's
teams.
this
would
one
actually-
Monday Night Football ad that's like, it just says in words like it's like my idea of an owners meeting, and it's like all the fans just going crazy and
Yeah.
at Lambeau.
Like if I could go watch a football game anywhere, it would be in Lambeau.
Yeah, it'd be cold as shit.
Yeah, I want to go in a winter
No matter
game.
what time of year.
I want to go on a Christmas Eve game.
Jeez, you're nuts.
Yes, because that's
Would
the only
freeze
way.
off.
That is the only way to experience that stadium.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
So that anyone else is like, oh yeah, I've also been to Lambeau. You'd be like, yeah, but did you fucking go in December? No, you
Yes.
fucking didn't.
No, you did not.
It's always
That's-
the summer games people are posting.
Did you see?
Right,
it,
yeah.
Did you see how miserable it looks out there? I want to be a part of that.
You
Man,
want to be a part
Tom
of the
Coughlin's
misery.
face
almost
Misery
felt
loves
it.
company.
You know,
and
that
I'm-
was my first Redskins.
I'm
My
down.
first Redskins game, Redskins versus Detroit, Christmas Eve, like 1999. We was out there and we was in a nosebleed seats, and so that wind was coming across the stadium. Goodness gracious, it was cold, but I loved every second of it, and we won the game. And I thought it was kind of weird because they had these lines on a noose, and they were going like that, and I was like, it's a little racist. I don't know, but I was a kid, so I didn't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe
They had lions like
a actual plush lion.
was it a
No,
blue lion at least?
no, it was just a regular lion. And then some hillbilly was up there with a fucking like overalls on with no shirt,
Yeah.
and someone spilled beer on him and he had to leave. He's gonna fucking freeze to death.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yo, I fucking love going to Redskins games.
Yeah, I mean, I like cold weather. I've never been in anything that cold.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
the coldest I've been in is like 25 maybe.
Nah, I've been worse
Dude,
than
Green
that.
Bay in the winter just
It's
seems
below
like
zero.
The definition of cold.
It's below
I'd
0.
be pissed if I got drafted there.
Yeah, I'd be kind
Being in
of
Florida, it's
nervous
always
about
hot.
it.
And you gotta go deal with that.
Dude, all,
Yeah.
the, all
Yeah.
the Alabama players that after Alabama they get picked up by some You know, like, I mean, how many of them go? Actually, that'd be a good question. Like, what's the percentage of people that go to Green Bay that come from the South?
Like Southern schools.
Football, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like you've never played with gloves and long sleeves on before in your life, but you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
Did you guys, when you were looking up Green Bay, did you see like how high the percentage of their roster is of like players that were drafted by them? It's like over 90%.
No
like
shit.
They don't like if you think about their roster, they don't go out and like sign free agents. All those guys they drafted.
Wow.
That's crazy. And it's actually historically they did that going back to like Brett Favre's teams, like the whole roster. Like you think about Donald Driver, Javon Walker, Donald Lee, Ahmad Green, all those guys.
Do you think do you think that they intended to get Aaron Rodgers the whole time, or do you think that they were thinking about something else?
Fuck no. I don't think anyone would have thought Aaron Rodgers would drop to like 24. Is that what he was?
I thought it was 26, but it's around that area. Yeah, around there.
I don't think that. Because I would have taken Aaron Rodgers over Alex Smith for sure. Like
I don't know.
At that point, like I don't know. Game manager, he kind of always has been.
But then Alex Smith, like he was that, and then after a while, something happened. Alex Smith turned into a monster.
Are you talking about the game against the Patriots?
I'm talking.
That was something
the Goat Slayer.
I'd never seen. I saw that.
I'm talking about like he was doing it in San Francisco before Kaepernick got there, and then Kaepernick got there, and he's like, "Shit, I know what the fuck is about to happen." He played his few games. Kaepernick got in. He got the fuck out of San Francisco and went to Kansas City, and then was still turning it out a little bit. I'm not throwing him in an elite status, but he's a good fucking quarterback, and he'll get out and scoot on your ass too if he has to.
Do you think he's gonna beat you?
Huh?
You think he's gonna beat your team as well?
Man, that game is going to be tough.
But Aaron Rodgers, dude, he just on the run with a flick of a wrist will launch it like 80 yards on a dime.
You know who used to do that? Mike Vick. People used to talk shit about his arm. Bullshit. Yeah. I seen Mike Vick running hard to his right, and he left-handed. Yeah. So he's running hard to his right, and he goes like this, like that. He flicks his wrist, throws that shit on the motherfucking line, 60 fucking yards. It didn't have no arc on it or anything like that. He put that shit on the
frozen rope.
Honestly, as good as he was with the Falcons, he was really good. I feel like the best 4 or 5 week stretch of his career is when he came back with Philly.
Yes.
And teams weren't ready for it just yet, and he just
my goodness.
He had weeks where he had 250 passing and 200 rushing in one game, and you're like, fuck.
Listen. Friggin' Chip Kelly gets to Philly, and it's like, we're gonna go fast. Then you hear all the players, you know what I'm saying? Shady McCoy, motherfucking Mike Vick. They're like, yo,
that was the team where they picked up Vince.
But that just doesn't make sense.
And then Vince came out.
Oh yeah, Vince Young.
Vince came out.
Hold on.
That was that team. That was.
I don't think Chip Kelly was there though.
Yeah, Chip Kelly was. Chip Kelly was. No, that's probably Andy Reid.
Was that Andy Reid?
Vince Young.
Okay,
yeah, Vince Young.
But no, I thought it was definitely.
But I'm watching all these interviews, and they're all saying that they're gonna go fast, and so I'm kind of getting nervous because we got them week 1, Monday night. When I tell you Philly came out there and fucking ran circles around us and kicked us in the dick 16 times, it was like Flash just beating up a kid.
Yeah.
They went so fucking fast. I was like, no one's stopping Philly this year. Nobody stopping.
I think
Philly.
they did the same thing to the Packers a couple of weeks later.
Yes, they went again. I think they went a good 4 games before Mike Vick got hurt. Yeah. And then when Mike Vick got hurt, everything kind of got slowed down. And then it became that bullshit between him and Nick Foles, which I never even understood. Like, why would you put Nick Foles in over Mike Vick? I did not understand that at all.
New regime, each wanted his guy, but honestly, if you're it's about the system and you're just running a speed based up tempo system. It seems like the 3 guys in the league you'd probably want to run that if you had your pick of everybody.
Yeah.
Would be Mike Vick, LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
And
Deshaun Jackson.
Because Deshaun can beat anybody deep. LaShawn McCoy can catch passes and do the zone read.
Yeah.
And Mike Vick can do it all.
And Mike Vick is... That boy can move still. He was moving even back then. He wasn't as fast as he was. But I don't know anyone who has as quick as a twitch as he does. Where he gets back there, and I feel like people said he couldn't read defenses, that's why he ran so much. No, I think that he sits there and he can read, that's not open, that's not open, that's not open. and it's not open right now, but I can make the play with my legs, and he fucking does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, better than anybody I've ever seen, and I don't know if we're.
It's not like he was overconfident in his legs either. I mean, his legs got him out of trouble.
Yeah. He was a good player, and you know my favorite highlight to watch, that game against the Vikings, that little overtime run he did, because it's the old Viking uniforms. It went before they went to that ugly bullshit where it was the solid white, the black helmet. He drops back, boom, pocket collapse, and then he just takes off. And you got these two Viking like linebackers coming at him like to sandwich him, and he fucking goes right through him like that. And they both tackle each other and shit like that, like some fucking cartoon shit. Touchdown, Vikings win. I was like, he's the fucking man. Most electrifying guy in sports. Michael Vick, the Michael Vick Show. I bought his shoes. I did. Yeah, that's it. There he is.
Video game, because it's just like, why is that one character all faster than literally everybody else that's playing?
Yeah,
it does look like a
Mike Vick. That was Mike Vick. He was faster than everybody.
Well, I think actually I want to say one of those years Mike Vick was broken in Madden. He had a 99 speed.
It was 2004.
Yeah. When he was on the cover.
Yeah,
and then he broke his leg in preseason because of that.
The Madden curse.
You know that's where that horse collaring rule came from, because.
Sure that wasn't Bo Jackson.
No, it was Mike Vick got injured in preseason, and then Terrell Owens got injured somewhere in the middle of that same season, because that's the year that they went to the Super Bowl. Him and Mike Vick, they lost against the Patriots, and then that very next year, that's when they came out with the horse collar thing. And what it was is you could pull them down by the back of the jersey, but you had to go, hand somewhere else on the front of the jersey, and then you get what I'm saying. You couldn't just go to the back of the jersey and pull them. And then this year they said none of that shit. You can't pull them from the back like that. You gotta just tackle them up, cause you fucking break your leg. I got tackled like that one time. I didn't break my fucking leg. I felt like I was about to break that bitch though. It does not feel good.
That's why I prefer basketball.
There's none of that basketball, right?
Shit.
No.
Ask Gilbert Arenas. That motherfucker that dude did a dive in Gilbert's knee and blew his knee out.
I mean, you can get hurt playing basketball for sure, but it's more in your control than football.
That's also true.
Like that fucking Devontae Adams the other night, on Thursday night, that Bears linebacker just came in and hit him helmet to helmet. Like, he had no control about that. He had two guys tackling him when that dude came in late and hit him.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's what someone was saying. You don't have full-size men running full speed into each other, you know what I'm saying, in other sports. But, what that brings me to is I listened to Shannon Sharp and Chris Carter give some fucking phenomenal fucking speeches about fucking CTE. Both very fucking different. Somewhat the same, but very different.
What do you mean by what's the main difference?
Chris Carter was conflicted. He knows the game is dangerous. He was like literally in tears talking about his love for football, but saying that he's conflicted because he knows what it can do to people. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you say when? He was like, what do you say when football has given him everything? Everywhere I've been in the world, every country that I've ever been to, and then when he started talking about his mom, he's like, my mom has a house because of football. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying, like, he's conflicted. What do you say? Do I tell, a kid in the inner city who's good at sports, not to play football because, one day your brain might get messed up and stuff like that? What do you say when this is, like, only one of the, like, there's a saying that only thing that blacks out is sports and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing that can get us out of, where we are. You know what I'm saying? You be good with a ball or sing a good song. You get what I'm saying? So he's like, what do you tell that kid? Like, find something else to do? Like, what do you, like, so he's conflicted. Shannon Sharp was almost along the lines, it's like, you know what you're getting into when you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you play football for that long. And he's saying, and both of them said they wouldn't change anything. That was about the same that they, you know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm like, I was the same way with my son. You know what I'm saying? My son, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should let him play football. I played football from the time I was 11 until I was out of high school, and you know, I feel fine, but I don't know later on or some shit. And then, you know, same thing with him. Like, what if he's good?
Yeah.
And he makes it pretty far. You know what I'm saying?
The main thing is if they get good.
Yeah.
What my mom always said behind my brother's back. She's like, I hope no one recruits him. I hope not a single college even talks to him about playing football.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to play. And when he started to fall in love with rugby and started to play club rugby, she was like, well, at least it's not the head injuries that I gotta worry about anymore. It's just whether or not he can walk.
My mom shamed me. She's like, if you let your son play football, you're a bad parent.
Ooh, that's tough. Getting parent shamed by your own folks.
Yeah, I was like, I guess my son's playing football behind the back.
Yeah.
We're not posting any pictures. But you know, I really just don't know. I don't know if I want him to play. There's a 5-year-old league, and I'm like, you know, maybe they're not moving up fast enough at 5 years old to really hurt each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know when to start him. I don't know if I need to start him now.
There's just pads with legs at that age, though.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird. Football is in a weird place right now. It's sad to say.
It's true. I mean, there are a lot of people that claim that it would be a huge step in the right direction if you removed kickoff. And there are people that think that would be just the death of football.
What do you do? Just if you
start them at the 20.
This is why.
Don't get rid of the kickoff.
Exactly.
This is exactly why. Argument. This is why. Where do most players start off? Special teams. Terrell Davis was a special team player. He's laid to pop on somebody. That's not even his position. He's a running back, and he sat here and blasted someone, and that's kind of how he got the team to look at him. And Terrell Davis is in the Hall of Fame right now, off of special teams. You have a ton of he's out there in Buffalo right now. The Lorenzo Alexander was on the Redskins special team. He was like our special team captain for like 4 or 5 seasons, and now he's out there tearing it up in Buffalo. You know, like special teams is what gets you on the team and keeps you on the team and puts you in positions to, you know, make that money. Because you can also be a fucking career special teamist and be good enough to sit here and warrant a couple of $1 million from the team. That's very possible.
I actually, whenever I ran into Marcus Mariota, I couldn't help myself. I kept telling myself over and over again, he's like, he probably wants to leave work at work. We're at a Preds game. He's decked out in Preds gear. The last thing he wants to talk to me about is what he talked to the last 6,000 fans that talked to him in football. But I asked him about our draft pick, the wide receiver we took, and I was like excited to link up with him on the field and stuff. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh no, he's going to be a returner. He's going to start out in special teams." I mean, that's where.
Was his name something John Ross or Jonathan Ross?
I'm a horrible fan for not knowing that.
Dory Jackson's the cornerback that's our special
No, you guys got that one guy who ran like the fastest. Is that Corey Davis?
Was it Davis? That sounds right.
Who? Corey Davis. Yeah, Corey Davis. Yeah, from Central Michigan. Yeah. Or Western Michigan.
Western.
Central? Western?
It sounds like it would be Western considering the last 2 seasons.
Hey, where's Corey Davis from?
Actually, yeah, it is Western Michigan.
It's Western?
Pretty sure it's Western Michigan.
Yeah.
I think Paul is right.
I was trying to imagine the uniform in my head.
It was the team that went undefeated last season and then got embarrassed in the bowl season.
Central's got similar colors, but they never wear their white jerseys.
Bill.
For looking that up.
You're welcome.
It's the first thank you I've gotten all the whole time. That's what I'm like.
No, we're just saying now? Because we appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, Bill.
Don't get the mic
We've grown to a space in our lives where we're appreciative of the things
that look things up for us when we don't know what we're talking about.
We've reached the point in the podcast where we become reflective.
Speaking of being reflective, bring us back real fast. We were in the middle of making picks.
Oh yeah,
bring it back.
I mean, not to cut off digression.
That was good. That was good.
Nice. I like Shannon Sharp though. I gotta tell you, he and Skip Bayless's show is like my favorite show now.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna pick a show to watch,
dude, and I get it. Like the Cowboys fan base, I'll admit, is like the worst fan base. The worst kind of people. And I feel like
Did you see that guy get up there and he did not know one player on the current Dallas Cowboy? They were like, all right, besides Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, name some Cowboys. He couldn't name one. You know who he named?
Witten?
No, you know who he named? Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin does not play for the Cowboys right now.
See, it's one of those things. It's like we were talking earlier about the Titans brand. Like You see Cowboys hats like everywhere. You see
Yeah.
Cowboys hats in like Seattle, Maine,
Like the
fucking every corner of
Yankees.
the
People
country.
have like
Exactly.
Yankee
It's
hats.
the Yankees
Yeah.
hat.
Like it's very few teams that can reach that level.
Yeah.
But when you're in that part of the country, like in Tennessee, you
Yeah.
need to have that level to be able to.
Yeah, and then that's what
Successful.
Dallas is. You can go anywhere and find a Dallas fan. You can go anywhere and find a Dallas fan, and not just a little. Like I was just looking at who did Dallas play just last?
Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Okay, so the Dallas played the Cardinals. That's all the way in Arizona. That's very far away from Dallas.
They're pretty close. Well, Texas and Arizona are relatively close. I know where you're going with this.
How close is it to Dallas?
I know where you're going.
Can you walk to Dallas from Dallas to Arizona?
No.
All right then.
Is it?
But you can't walk from any major team to another major team.
But anyway,
I'll go with you.
the friggin' Cowboys started scoring touchdowns, and it's loud. It was louder in there for the Cowboy touchdowns than it was for the Arizona touchdowns.
Yeah, they have that present at present.
And so-
in a few places. Was it last season or 2 seasons ago when the Bears just embarrassed us?
Oh, I thought
That
it
was a while ago. We had Chris Johnson. When it was like 58 to 24 or something.
By the end of the game, I want to say the halftime. I left the halftime, but it was the same kind of thing. It was. I felt like we went to an away game in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah,
And
I've
when
been
we
to Dallas
left, when we
games like
left the
that.
stadium and went to the bars to watch the second half, there was Chicago fans in the bars. It
I've
was
been to Redskins games like that where it's like, holy shit, how are we outnumbered by friggin'
Yeah.
Eagles fans?
Well,
How are
what
we
is-
outnumbered
Well,
by the
and-
Chicago
and-
fans?
and the thing-
Chicago has a direct flight. Buying a direct flight on Southwest from Chicago to Nashville and buying either a Preds ticket or a Titans ticket is cheaper than staying and buying a home ticket in Chicago.
But I'd like to go. Well, nah. Is that still CenturyLink
Where at?
in Chicago?
Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. No, Philly plays in the Link.
Yeah, the Link.
Yeah.
But that's Lincoln
That's your-
Financial Field.
Lincoln Fine. Who
That's
the
Seattle.
CenturyLink?
I thought that was. I thought that was
Yeah.
City. Isn't City like Seattle sponsor or Chase? Fuck, it's some credit card company.
Man,
Some
whatever the
credit
fuck.
card company.
I want to go to Soldier Field.
I thought City was.
See, it's kind
It
of
was
weird
big,
for
it was
me
warm.
because like I don't really have any innate reason to be a Cowboys fan other than I just really liked. You're gonna hate it, Tony Romo when he came in the league.
Why though?
The undrafted, he's an undrafted gunslinger. But listen, did not like Wade Phillips, but I tolerated him. Hated Jason Garrett from the moment I saw his face, but I've tolerated him. But the whole time, like I was hoping they would make Rob Ryan our coach. Well, he was our defensive coordinator about 3 or 4 years ago. I was hoping he would end up being the coach, and it didn't work out.
You know, I don't understand why the Ryan brothers are not in football coaching right now, unless they're like I guess Rex is done. You know, but
He's doing TV.
Yeah, he's behind the desk.
yeah, that's crazy. And I think Herm Edwards, but you know, you want to know why I think you want to know what I think happened with Herm Edwards? He tried to like discipline one of his players, and he was like, "Fuck no," and then went and told the owner, and then the owner told him like, "Leave him the fuck alone." And then Herm Edwards was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking done with this NFL shit."
It sounds like him.
I bet you.
That absolutely sounds like him.
I bet you one of the star players showed up late to a fucking like practice or some shit like that and tried to get that motherfucker to like run some fucking hills or some shit like some old school shit.
Was he coaching the Chiefs last or the Jets?
No, Chiefs last. But I think that's what happened. Cause did you see him and Charles Woodson getting in that argument?
I don't think so.
I forget what they were arguing about, but like they was like yelling at each other, and you could tell
Yeah,
Herm Edwards was like, "Nah, fuck you, little nigga."
I like Herm, but he gets like he digs his feet in the ground. Like it'll get to the point where he'll be having a discussion and someone else will present like a logical statement, and he just kind of digs his feet in where like his emotions are, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I get it, but
CTE. How much you want to bet? I'm picking Washington, of course.
oh man, picks.
Oh, by the way, CenturyLink was Seattle.
Okay. You're good at this, Paul, man. You're
Paul.
I'm gonna go Redskins
yes.
with the upset.
What's the game again?
It's Washington at Kansas City. So Redskins
We're
at
in
Chiefs.
It was a
Arrowhead.
while ago that this happened. Redskins looked really good against the Raiders. Going Skins.
Oh yeah.
I think you're all wrong.
Oh no!
I'm going Chiefs now.
Is that because I said the Titans aren't like
No.
I also
I'm
think,
not vindictive at all.
I also think both Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt are short term, having their moment kind of guys.
I think Hunt's gonna.
both of them
I think
are
Hunt's
fall
gonna
off.
have a
I
nice
think-
little message for you after the game.
You
'cause
know
he's
what?
been
Oh, you
doing
mean
that.
K Hunt? Cunt? They'll never be able to market himself. He's not gonna last.
Every single game he's had so far, he's had a message for his fantasy owners afterwards. A short little thing like, "Should have started me, stupid." And then like after the second game, it was like, "You're welcome." I think he's gonna have another one.
You know what? I agree with you on that one. Because a lot of times we think that these people are going to be like the fucking thing. How long did Dante Hall last out there in Kansas City?
Billy, Dante Holland.
Dante Hall it. Detroit at Minnesota.
Detroit at Minnesota. I'm going Detroit because Matt Stafford is a fucking comeback machine. So
The
it's
highest
either they're going to
paid.
be winning or they're losing, and he's going to come back and win it, or they're just going to straight up win it.
Yeah, they lost by some bullshit, so I think they're gonna win. And plus, Minnesota kind of sucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think Keenum's that good. I don't know how he did so good though.
You think he had a flash in the pan?
Yeah.
Listen, Patrick Ramsey, who y'all remember that? I'm going deep back in the vault. Patrick Ramsey came in for whoever shit fucking quarterback was starting before him. Came in, beat the dog shit out of the fucking Saints in the second quarter, right? You know, and then the next game, got kicked in the dick, and then
Square in the dick.
continued to get kicked in the dick, and then continued until he was fucking gone.
So, Paul, you're taking the Lions.
Yeah.
Then. Sean, I saw you nodding.
Yeah, I'm going Lions. I think that Golden Tate catch should have definitely been a touchdown at the end of that Falcons game. Is that who it was? Falcons? Yeah.
Yeah.
They got, yeah.
All right. For 2 reasons, I'm taking Minnesota.
Uh-oh.
The first reason is I still want to disagree with Cedric. And the second reason is the Vegas money line has them with 2 points.
Las Vegas.
So I love little tiny Vegas lines like that. But I'm gonna take Minnesota.
Just a little line.
It is. It's a tiny money line.
It's like a
This
little-
is gonna be exciting.
Excuse me. It's a spread. Sorry,
like a little
tiny
bump.
spread.
All right.
I use the
And then-
vernacular wrong.
And I think we're supposed to do an over/under for attendance at the which LA game are
Those
we
all
going
the
to?
games?
Those are not all the games.
Yeah.
We got
It
5
seemed
left.
like he just read all
Oh,
the
we got more.
We got 5. We got 5 left games. Yeah.
Oh shit.
San Francisco at Arizona.
Where? What is it?
San Francisco at Arizona.
Cold hard facts.
At Arizona.
Mhm.
Ooh, Carson Palmer's been playing a little messy. He's had like a few, turnovers that were kind of like, and a few harebrained fucking plays for a veteran too. He makes a lot of Bush League fucking rookie mistakes. He's been making a lot
Bush
of those.
League.
So I'm gonna go for San Francisco in this one.
Bold.
He hasn't been able to get it done.
What say you, Paul?
I forgot what game we were talking about.
San Francisco in Arizona.
Okay. Probably Arizona. I like Carson Palmer, and I don't really care about this matchup.
You got Sean.
Going San Francisco.
San Francisco.
We got to split even because I think Arizona's going to
Cardinals have been way overachieving the
Yeah.
past 3 years. This season is their time to just totally fall apart.
Carson can't make these
The whole
throws
teams.
anymore. He can't do it.
All of them are overrated. This will probably be Larry's last year.
You know what? It should be. And I think he's having a good year now. Right now. I want some General So's
The
chicken.
Chargers are playing at home again.
Against who?
They got the Eagles.
Go Chargers, go. The governor.
Carson Wentz has
right?
been playing like a fucking beast too.
It's
He's
another
good.
it's another
Carson
2 point
Wentz has been
spread.
playing really good. Carson Wentz can move too. I forgot how good he can move from North Dakota State. I forgot.
Yeah.
But he can move. Like, he did some shit where he just, like, he didn't even do, like, a spin move or anything stupid. Like, he just got out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And, like, he was making our guys miss so good. And then he did the same thing when he played the Rams. So,
Where's that game at,
Go-
Jay?
It's in LA.
I'm
The
going
Chargers get to
I'm
play
going
at home.
I'm going for Philly.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers is my quarterback in fantasy, and he throws too many interceptions all the time. I feel bad because I think he's really good, though. I think the Chargers are going to win. Fuck it.
Like where your head's at, Paul. Chargers getting their first win.
Well,
Carson Wentz is really good, though.
Carson Wentz is really good.
I'm going with Philly on this one. I'm going to disagree on the...
You're going to go across the country into Phillip Rivers' backyard. He's a mad dog who hadn't won a game.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
He's just looking to snap at somebody.
I don't know.
That's intriguing game.
They're already talking about leaving again. He never wanted to leave in the first place or going back.
It's going to be intriguing. My interest is
playing in that
peaked.
stadium's got to be tough as the home team when you look in the stands and there's
no one there.
But while we're on the game, over under on attendance.
How many was that?
What are the attendance to the however many games have been there so far for the Chargers?
Yeah, can you check it
How many home games have they had?
Here's a reference. Chargers 25,000, Rams 56,000. The total at the USC Texas game was 84.
That was last week?
Yeah.
They both played at home last week?
They play in different places. Is anyone at that StubHub place yet? Who's at StubHub?
It's a strong point, Jay.
I
didn't think about that. No, the Rams played on a Thursday night. Remember, the Rams played
right. But even if it's the same week,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
The
They play in.
like at $4.
I think the Chargers play at the Coliseum, or no, the Chargers are at StubHub, and the Rams are at the Coliseum.
That sounds
Yeah,
about right.
Chargers are at StubHub, and Chargers are the ones with the shittier attendance apparently.
So over under.
And last week they had 25.
Last week they had 25.
And they're 0-3 right now. And they're 0-3 right now.
0-3.
15,000.
You're going down?
Damn.
They're 0-3.
Okay, so let's just put the over under at 20 grand. 20,000 fans.
I'll put them
20,000. I think they're going under, because the attendance is already low, and now you're 0-3. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Tons of people are wanting to boycott the NFL.
And there's shit to do. There's other shit to do in LA. Like, there's other things you could be doing than paying money to watch a bad team. Because at the end of the day, if you buy $45 tickets, you're still spending over $100, $200 and shit like that.
So you got them under 20,000 in attendance.
Yes.
All right, wait, Paul.
I have them over.
Over 20,000.
I'm going over. Also.
Over.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's the same as it was last time, I mean, it's gonna be over.
Well, we could put it over at over under 25. I know Cedric's answer is still going to be the same, but would that change your answer, Paul? Over under 25, you'd still put over?
No, I would go under 25.
Okay, so you still think it's going to go down. You just don't think it's going to go down 5,000.
They just started.
Let's put the over under at 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So Paul changes his answer to under 25.
You think it's going to be under 25?
Under 25, right?
Okay.
But more than 20.
But over 20. That's on record. I'm not going to write that part down, but we have it on record that Paul actually thinks it's going to be between 20 and 25. Sean, where do you put it?
Checked with my source on the West Coast. Tells me there's not shit going on, so I'm going at about 30,000. It's gonna go up.
Oh, you think you're gonna go up?
It's gonna go up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna write that
Who
down
are
either.
they playing?
But they're playing the Eagles.
Okay, so you get under 20, 20 to 25,
and an over 30.
Essentially 25 plus.
25 plus to 30. Whew.
That's a lot.
Over under 25.
That's a lot. No one's coming to see them already. What's going to change from now until they play? I mean, they have the potential to go 0-4.
Well, I think those numbers there are lower because of the fact that the Rams and USC played both at home the same week. You know,
it's a very good point.
If this
so
upcoming
people
week
are broke, they spent all their monies.
Well, so
all their Los Angeles money.
Is that Rams Cowboys game in LA or Dallas?
LA.
That was in LA.
No, this one upcoming this week.
No. That's in Dallas.
Oh, it's in
Okay,
Dallas.
so that's my point. It's like no one's going to be
the
going
Rams
to the
game's in
Rams
Dallas.
game in LA this weekend.
No,
Oh,
but
so you
where's
think-
the USC game?
They could
Oh,
get
that's
the
this.
Chargers,
That's tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight.
USC
That's
plays
right.
tonight, and I'm pretty sure they play.
So
at,
the Chargers have got Sunday to themselves, and this is probably the biggest
They have the
market
week
team
to-
they're
they have the
playing
week to
against
themselves.
so far.
Yeah.
They have
So
the whole
also,
week to themselves. That's a good point.
well, I was just now when I was
You've
thinking
convinced me. I'm gonna say it's over 25,
I'm still going under.
but I don't think it's gonna be close to 30.
You don't think so?
I think they're gonna scratch by like they did last time.
I
around.
think it'll definitely be 30. I think it could even be like 34.
So we got
That's a lot.
under 20,
That's a
between
10-6
between
right
20
there.
and 25, between 25 and 30,
I'm changing.
and
it.
between 30 and 35.
Hold on, I'm
The
changing
Rams
it.
had over double that. So I mean, the people are there. It's just they have to show up and not
I'm-
go to a comedy.
I'm
club
wondering
or
if-
fucking a coffee shop.
I'm wondering
The
if
people
those
will
are a
come.
lot of older LA Ram fans.
Yeah, I mean, because at least they started there.
That is true.
I mean,
I wonder if
the
that's what
Rams
that
did
is.
start in LA. We can go ahead and do the over under on. Oh well, no, we can't. That's in Dallas. I don't give a shit about the over under in attendance there.
For everybody because there ain't shit in Arlington.
The whole town will be there.
We're gonna go
It
to
is
the
the town.
National
I'll work there.
Cemetery, and you'll be respectful.
Oh man,
All right, we got the Giants at Tampa Bay.
Giants at Tampa Bay. That's a hard one.
The spread is in
Tampa
3
Bay,
points in Tampa Bay's
Eli
favor.
started his losing streak last week.
I think so.
My thing is, I don't know if the Giants are just really bad, and I don't know if Tampa Bay is good.
We haven't got any of
I
your
think-
picks, Bill.
I think Tampa will throw
I'm not.
less.
You don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm just commenting blindly.
I'm
I'm
picking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think Jameis throws less interceptions than Eli. I think it's
I think
Tampa.
I think Tampa.
Tampa.
Did I just project to the group
Yeah.
for a unanimous vote? Unless
Yeah.
Jay's gonna play
Nah.
contrarian.
Not on this one. I don't think the Giants have it in
I
them.
don't think the Giants got it.
No. I think everyone's right on that one.
Ooh, and this is a good one coming up. I love this game too.
Oakland
I
and
love
Denver.
watching these games. These are my favorite. It's gonna be hard to watch football this week. There's a lot of good ones on. Be some good ones.
Yeah, Oakland at Denver. Who you got? Who you got and why?
Those two are like, despite the game that Oakland played last week versus the Redskins, I still think that Oakland and Denver are one of the most like high-powered offenses.
High power.
Yeah.
Ew.
Which one?
Mile high.
The two pothead cities battling it out.
Yeah.
That's Seattle's got to be on that list. Yeah, Seattle's on the pothead. I mean, come on. Everyone talked about how that Super Bowl was the two stoner cities.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. I remember that.
Super Bowl.
Nah.
Isn't it the same year that they legalized it in those states that they went to the Super Bowl?
believe
Is
so.
that true?
I believe so.
Is that an urban myth or? That's right.
That
They did
Colorado
that.
full legalized.
I'm gonna have to go, and they're in Denver.
They're in Denver. They're at Mile High.
I'm gonna have to go Denver. Denver's been playing like a beast.
Oh.
I like Denver just because they're good.
Thanks, Paul.
I know that I'm really shitty with this analysis.
who you got, man?
I like
Derek Carr.
John Denver. I'm going with Denver.
I'm gonna be playing devil's advocate, and not only am I gonna say Oakland's gonna win, but I think Oakland's gonna win. And
Let's do an over/under for this one. Rushing yards for Marshawn Lynch. 65 is the number.
Under.
Paul with under.
65. What did he have? Do I get to ask any questions? Can I have a lifeline?
Yeah, man. Like check and see
What did
last
he
week.
get? What did he get last
Ask the
week?
Google.
What did he get last week?
I don't think he got over 70 yards.
You know what though? I'm gonna
I
stick.
think
I'm
he
gonna
had
stick
18
with my pick.
yards rushing and like 6 yards
I'm gonna stick with my
receiving.
pick.
Because I had
I
him on my
think
fantasy
Oakland's got it.
team.
Oh yeah. Damn.
You go, Jay.
I think he gave me a total of like 2.6.
We shut his ass down.
He's had 139 all season.
But what's the what did he get last game?
18.
Damn.
Yeah, it was 76 then 45 then 18.
Against
And
the
you
Redskins.
think
Yeah.
it's over under 65?
That we're talking about
I'm gonna
Marshawn Lynch.
go with over.
Over, huh?
That's
Yeah.
sexy.
Against the Broncos and Denver?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a madman.
So we got
Crazy.
Paul's an under.
What you got?
Under.
Cedric's over.
Well, I didn't say over.
You didn't say over?
Mm-mm, I didn't say
shoot.
over.
I'm saying over just a skosh. Like he's gonna get like 66.
So Sean's over. I'm saying over. I'm saying he's got something to prove this week.
I'm thinking right now still.
I think he's got something to prove. Meanwhile, I'm gonna say I still think Oakland's gonna win, but now I know that they're not doing it with the leg of the Polish Cannon.
It's too bad.
But I swear to God, if they lose by less than 3 points now, I'm gonna claim that if they had them, they would have won.
I'm gonna go with over. He's gonna break out this game.
All right.
Or he might die because of the oxygen. Nah, I'm going under. He's gonna get tired.
What about whether or not he breaks out and dance again?
Nah, that's only gonna be in Oakland.
He's only gonna do that in Oakland. We got the fans to pump him up. All right, we got one more to predict, and that's Indy at Seattle.
Seattle.
We got the Colts in Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be another unanimous one. Sean, what do you got?
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and I'm definitely going for Seattle. It'd be
No
stupid
way.
to go for the Indianapolis there. I'm sorry that the Colts are having a shit season, and it looks like it's going to continue to be shit.
They're trash.
Yeah. Well, we got our picks, and it looks like we will probably have a pretty unanimous loser at the end of this. I don't know who it's going to be.
Is there?
But there's at least, everyone has at least one. Yeah, Cedric picked the Rams. Paul, you picked the Jets. No one else did.
Is there?
I picked Oakland. No one else did. I picked New Orleans. No one else did. Sean, you picked Houston. No one else did.
That's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna be checking all those out.
And then I picked Minnesota and Kansas City.
And then we have a few over-unders in there.
Wow, that clear loser might be me.
or you might just hit the
jackpot and get to rub all y'all's noses in it.
Yeah,
Oh man, then what do I get? What do I get then?
You get to live another day.
I just get to gloat on the next one.
Oh yeah.
The next 0-1. The next 0-1
We should-
podcast.
Just to let me down.